Fun day here in South Florida. Tua Tagovailoa getting paid. He is our quarterback for the now future. Dolphins keep on practicing, getting ready for this big season. High expectations now. Inter Miami, no Messi, no problem. Liga MX, Mexico's league. Puebla comes in and they put a whooping on them. In a couple of minutes, we're going to have Daniel Solana, our soccer guru, joining us. The Marlins, doesn't matter who they have on the field or who they don't have on the field or how many prospects they're trading all their guys for, Jess Chisholm, AJ Puck. They keep winning. Josh Bell hotter than a fox in a forest fire.
All right. First of all,
the main thing, I'm not done. I got to get this out. It's been holding me. Kevin Durant is an alien. It's official. Kevin Durant's an alien.
Oh no. This is why I was laughing at everybody saying, Team USA is going to, struggle. It's going to be tough. Look, the game of basketball has transcended just internationally, everywhere. So you're going to see players who are in the NBA team up for their home country. It's no different than soccer. When you see some of the best players in the world, like when Brazil's in the World Cup, or Argentina, you see some of the best players like when you see them on clubs. Now they're playing for their home country. Yes, it's going to be competitive. But when you have the likes of Steph Curry, LeBron James, and then you have a weapon like Kevin Durant coming off the bench, come on, guys.
Kevin Durant has a calf injury, did not practice. Finally got like one practice in. Now, game one of the Olympics, he shot perfect from the field with 19 points at halftime. And we're not talking about layups, Vlad. We're talking about contested threes.
Think about it. In his first game back, he scored 19 points. He's the leading scorer off the bench.
At halftime. Yeah, he didn't start the game, by the way. So he's been in limited minutes. And let me tell you, those shots were contested. A couple times he got fouled and they didn't call it, but you can expect the way, not to give the USA any calls.
That's the right reason why Team USA over the last 4 or 5 Olympics have been dominant, because when you have a top 5 player coming off the bench, like D-Wade did, Carmelo has done, and now Kevin Durant is doing, come on, bro.
Man.
Come on, man.
So good to have him on the team. He can be the first guy in the Olympic Basketball Association to win 4 gold medals if they win a gold medal this Paris Olympics. And right now, he looks like he wants that gold medal because, he's just an alien. He literally had one practice with Team USA.
No, he had 3 practices. He had 3. He did have 3. I did hear Wendy say that this morning. But he was a game-time decision. Come on, man.
There was talk about, look at this. Is he going to make a shot right at the buzzer?
Oh, my God.
At the buzzer.
Oh, my
He hits a fadeaway buzzer beater.
Jeez. Come on, man.
Get out of here. Go home, Serbia. I don't want to say that, but yeah.
Come on, man.
So he's going to finish with 21 points? 21 points at halftime?
Stop it. Look, you know what's crazy? These young players see LeBron doing what he was doing during the exhibition and during the practices and everything. And now Kevin Durant is coming in. Come on, man.
USA 58, Serbia 49.
Stop it, yo. These 3, the big 3 of Steph, KD, and LeBron, they still run things, man.
He barely practices. There was talk of even switching him out on the team. Steve Kerr stayed with him.
Hell no. Come on, man. He knows that nuclear.
There was questions.
Bro, you can let Kawhi go. Kawhi, go sit down.
He shot
hell no.
Perfect from the field in the first half. I want to say 21 points, and one of them was a buzzer beater, fadeaway buzzer beater, contested. You literally just drop him in. You literally can wake him up one morning and go, hey, KD, I need 20. He'll be like,
any one of those guys, bro.
All right. Just nobody seems to do it with as much ease as Kevin Durant.
Time out.
Maybe it's just recency bias because he's perfect.
Let me explain to you that LeBron James and Kevin Durant are 13 for 13 combined.
I thought that was
for 33 points.
I thought it was higher than that. I saw LeBron hit a 3 earlier.
LeBron is 13 for 13. They're 100%. And Steph Curry, by the way, is 2 for 4 from 3-point land with 6 points.
He hadn't been shooting that well.
Oh,
for him,
he's just shooting 50% from the field.
For him,
from 3-point line.
That's bad.
Yeah, look.
His teammates are 100%. He's 50. I can't let him slide. Sorry. Sorry, Steph. Hold your feet to the fire.
Oh my
Got to be better.
God.
Got to be better. The bar has been set high. So far, that has been a fun first, if you're a USA
Jesus,
fan.
they're
Fun
shooting
first half to watch.
66% from the field, bro. 12 from 18 from three-point line.
It was hilarious when we saw that inbound play for the last second of the half. We were smiling because we knew it was going in.
I was like, "Oh, it's going to KD. That's
we
going
know
in."
it was going in.
Who passed that? Was that LeBron that passed that?
Looking. I just wanted to see KD make another basket.
LeBron's got. It probably was LeBron. He has 5. LeBron's got 12 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. KD's 21 points, 8 for 8 from the field, 5 from 5 from three-point line. Come on, bro. Come on, man. What we doing here? What we doing? Are they going to be competitive games? Absolutely. Look at what Team Canada did yesterday against Greece. It got chippy, but Team Canada got 10 players from the NBA, and we're not talking about 10 bums here. We're talking about some of the best players in the league.
Another team we overlooked who will also have to play later on Wednesday,
South Sudan.
Puerto Rico. Now, Jose Alvarado, my dude, he did injure himself, and they were leading at that point, but still, he got twisted ankle, so it's not
He's a free agent, is he? Or is he back signed with you guys?
He's back with the Pelicans, from what I understand. I haven't lived in New Orleans in a while, but South Sudan gets their first Olympic win. And remember, we kind of took them for granted. Even Team USA admitted we kind of took them for granted. We kind of thought we'd just walk through it. They are a formidable opponent, taking down Puerto Rico. And like I said, Jose Alvarado, twisted ankle. He did come back and play it. He twisted it right before the half, but still, South Sudan won by 11. That's woo. This is going to be a fun basketball tournament, man. Team USA, though, so far, so good. Kevin Durant, LeBron James, and once again, Kevin Durant coming off the bench, scoring 21 at halftime. Was he 8 for 8?
Yeah, he was 8 for 8, 5 for 5 from three-point line.
Right, like I said, yeah, and they weren't easy shots. And, by the way, they are playing defense on him. He is not getting a wide open look.
No, listen, with all that being said, they're still only up by 9. It's not like Serbia's playing bad. Jokic is Jokic.
Serbia's got NBA players.
They got Jokic. They got the Joker.
I saw Bogdan Bogdanovic on the team.
They got players. They know how to play. But that's unbelievable, man.
Dawn Staley doing some analysis at halftime.
That's my baby. I love Dawn Staley. I've had the biggest crush on Dawn Staley since I was young. Little point guard from Virginia.
Point guard from Virginia.
Yeah.
She was born and raised in Virginia?
No, she played
She played for Virginia?
Mm-hmm.
For some reason I thought she played somewhere else.
Yeah.
Coach at South Carolina, South Kakalaki. Let's get to the headlines real quick. The Dolphins have signed former Raiders linebacker Curtis Bolton. He appeared in 26 games with 16 tackles and a lot of special teams play for Las Vegas over the past 2 seasons. They did have to waive undrafted quarterback from UTEP, Gavin Hardison. So just a couple of notes and moves for the Dolphins. We're going to get into the crazy week that the Dolphins had throughout the show. The Canes will host just one official visit this weekend. 4-star safety Ladarian Clardy. The Pensacola native has offers from the likes of Ole Miss, Florida State, Mississippi State. Matías Rojas scored early while Luis Suarez scored late as Inter Miami defeated Puebla in Leagues Cup group play. Up next, Tigres, Saturday at 8 o'clock. In just a couple of minutes, Daniel Solana going to be joining us to talk about that game and what's going on with Inter Miami. So far, Vlad, Matías Rojas and Luis Suarez have been great in the absence of Messi. Those guys are goal getters.
What they won, like 8 out of 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just keep winning without Messi. And we talked to Daniel Solana last week, and he'll reiterate it. It's just they have put the team together more than just let's rely on Messi. They've got a good coach, Tata Martino. They put other good pieces in place. They're a formidable opponent with or without Messi, which means Messi. Now you're starting to think, man, if they can start making a run in leagues play, is Messi going to possibly come back for maybe a championship game if they can get to it? Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We can ask Daniel Solana in the next segment. The Marlins did trade Jazz Chisholm Jr. for 3 prospects to the Yankees. Here we go. Here are the prospects who we got to keep an eye on if they ever make it to the league. AAA catcher Augustin Ramirez. Infielders Jared Cerna and Abraham Ramirez. Miami did defeat Milwaukee 7-3.
Yeah, it seems weird, bro. They played very well this past week against some good division-leading teams.
And their bullpen is lights out. Did not give up any more runs yesterday.
They took 2 out of 3 from Baltimore. We were at the game that they lost, but they came back in the 9th inning and they could have won.
Yeah, darn near could have won that game.
And then they've taken the first 2 games on the road in Milwaukee, and they're letting players go. and they still might let some players go.
The deadline is still a couple days away.
Tuesday, yeah.
They go for the sweep of the Brewers today at 2:00. Columbus forward Patrick Lane has left the NHL Players Assistance Program and wants a trade from Columbus. Of course, he played 2 seasons with Paul Maurice in Winnipeg. His best friend is Sasha Barkov, and he's training in South Florida. What does that mean? Pump the brakes. He still has 2 years with an annual $8.7 million cap hit left on his contract. So that's going to hold up any chance probably that he'll make it here and play for us. But there definitely seems to be interest, but it just doesn't seem like we can get it done.
I don't think you guys need them.
We don't need them, but
But
the more the merrier.
Yeah, you don't mind to have.
Hey, look,
We'll see. I mean, he's a hell of a player. Well, he was a hell of a player. Let's see if he still got it. But there'll be definitely contending teams interested in him.
Oh yeah, that's good. It's not a bad contract. It's just right now we're kind of handcuffed, but we're okay.
Good, bro. You're the champs.
Very happy for Simone Biles. She dealt with a left leg injury, or just some discomfort, more like than an injury. She still posted the top U.S. women's gymnastics score in preparation for the all-around competition. We're going to keep an eye on Simone Biles. They'll continue today as they play. Nastiness, Vlad. We talked about everybody cheats. It's just you can't get caught. Canada's women's soccer team, they were caught using a drone to spy on the U.S. women's team's training sessions. They've had 6 points deducted from them, and their head coach and 2 staffers have been suspended from soccer for a year.
Wait. 6 points?
That means you're
deducted.
Done. They're just letting them play.
From the Olympics?
Yeah, they're just letting them play.
Oh, so they automatically lost.
They cannot. Yeah, they can't advance. They're just letting them play because they're, the women's team is there. And
hold on. If you're the women's team, and you're playing it's an exhibition you're playing.
It's an exhibition, yeah. But I mean, you're there. You're at the Olympics. You have supposedly earned that right. I think it was the cheating was more on the coaches than the players, honestly, and they didn't want to.
So they're automatically -6?
You can't win. You cannot advance. I don't think. Well, no, because even if you won your 2 matches,
no, if you won 2 matches, you're in. That's 6 points, right? Or whatever.
You still
you lost.
So if you win all your 3 group stage matches, you have 3 points, and then it would have to go down to goal differential. That would be that's a tall task. U.S. women's team, they did defeat Zambia 3-0 the other day. Today at 3, they face Germany. So there you go. And Great Britain's George Russell has won F1's Rolex Belgian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton came in second.
Yeah, the McLarens.
Max Verstappen finished 5th.
Yo, he's just chilling, bro.
I don't know.
He's chilling.
Chinks in the armor.
There ain't no chinks in the armor. He's chilling. It's over. I don't think there's no more races. I mean, they can't catch him.
No, they can't catch him.
Yeah, it's over. He's chilling. Why go harder?
Yeah,
relax.
Enjoy life.
Yeah, you know. Just enjoy it. You still get top 5.
Speaking of enjoying life, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. A couple is planning a small wedding where the guests are being required to help set up, break down, and even work during the wedding reception.
What the hell?
I call bartender.
That's going. I guess that's called family.
They said, yeah, it's a lot. They want to cut costs. So.
Yeah, but you're inviting guests to your union. You're not inviting them to help you set up, break down, and
Would you go?
No.
I would debate it.
I'm not helping. Listen, I'm here to help you set up. I can help you set up, right? But once I put on my clothes and get ready for the wedding, I'm not helping you break down.
I would find it somewhat disrespectful if I had to serve hors d'oeuvres to my family and friends at a wedding that I was a guest at.
Yeah.
That'd be tough.
I'm not doing that. Nah.
That's tough.
That's nasty work.
Wasn't nasty work last night for Inter Miami at Chase Stadium. They got a big win against Mexico's Puebla in Leagues Cup play. Daniel Solana was there for the whole thing. He is our soccer guru, and he is joining us next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. It's the Hard Rock Stadium. Not Hard Rock Stadium. That was for the Copa America. Actually, it was over there at Chase Stadium against Liga MX, Mexico's league, Puebla. Thought maybe, those Mexican teams coming in here, something to prove. Maybe we're gonna get caught up. Nope. 2-0. And right now we are joined by our dude from Battered Herons podcast, Daniel Solana. Daniel Solana at the game from very beginning to very end. Give us your assessment, your breakdown of that 2-1 victory for Inter Miami last night over Puebla.
I mean, I think it was a fantastic win, considering, the team continues to play without Messi. This is now 21 out of 24 points without having Messi on their team. Let me tell you, Dan and Vlad, it was the first game in the history of Inter Miami that I felt from start to end where there was no issues or no issue winning the game. So I felt comfortable with Inter Miami winning the game from the first whistle to the end. The defense looked solid. We had the new player, David Martinez, starting, which was fantastic. You had Drake Callender sitting on the bench, which was another surprise. CJ Dos Santos stepped in. The backup played fantastic, had 2 excellent saves, got a clean sheet. So overall, I think it was an unbelievable way to start Leagues Cup.
Wait a minute. So Mr. Callender sits down. I didn't see the game, obviously. So the starting goalie sits down and the backup plays well. Is that something we're going to continue to see? Maybe a little bit more of the backup? What's going on there?
It's possible. So I know after the game, Tata, when they interviewed Tata in the press conference, he mentioned that it was his decision to sit Drake. So it's not like there was an injury to Drake, much like how there was to Toto Aviles. Toto Aviles on Thursday had he got hit on the head during practice, and he was in the concussion protocol. So on Friday and on Saturday, they went through the tests, and he wasn't available to play. That's why you had Sergio Busquets starting in the back with the new incoming player, David Martinez. So look, we've seen this in European Cups before, where if teams are playing multiple tournaments, coaches are going to start, bringing in new players and trying new players. So could it be possible that Leagues Cup is CJ Dos Santos's, time to show? Possible. And I wouldn't be against that, because again, in my opinion, I think Drake Callender is one of the best goalies under the pipes in the entire MLS, but he has a big issue with his feet and playing with his feet coming out of the back. That's something that CJ Dos Santos excels at, and we saw that yesterday. When the ball is at his feet, he's comfortable and he can play it out. He played one great ball to Bobby Taylor up on the left wing that we've never seen Drake play a ball like that ever. So again, I think it would be great if he gets this opportunity.
Speaking of guys stepping up, of course, Lionel Messi has not been playing lately. Matias Rojas gets a big goal early in the game. How good has he been? And is he the future of Inter Miami?
I don't know if he's the future, but I'll tell you this. He's if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's on loan right now with the team, and with an option to buy. He was playing before in Corinthians in Brazil. He's been really, really good while he's been here. The first couple games he came, he had a couple bangers. Then he kind of went stale for about a month. After the Copa America that he was there and he got some playing time, he's been on a tear since he's been back. 2 straight games with a goal. That banger that he hit yesterday was unbelievable. He seems to be really, really connecting very well with Jordi Alba and Robert Taylor on that left side. And I'm really, really excited about what they're doing. In terms of, is he the future? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's the future, but he's definitely the present. And without Messi, he's definitely putting in some work in there for the team.
You need to explain to me, Daniel. We're here with Daniel Solana, Alejandro Solana's older, better brother. Producer for the Hawk and Crowd show on 560 WQAM. You got to explain to me how they are playing this well without Messi. This is crazy. Like, this would be like the Heat winning 9 out of 10 without Jimmy, or you know what I'm saying, or the Panthers going on a winning streak where they've won like 12 out of 13 without Kachuk or something like that. This is amazing the way they played without Messi due to injury or international play. What does this say about this team right now?
I think it says a lot about what Jorge Mas, Chris Henderson, and the front office has really done to put together a very, very competitive team. I mean, for the casual fans that are not really well off in terms of knowing the rules in the MLS, there's a lot of weird complicated roster rules, and it's not easy to put together a very competitive roster with a lot of international players like Inter Miami has done. And they've been able to find a way to get the perfect veterans, which we talked about last week, in Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and Luis Suarez, and combine them with young guys. You know, Matias Rojas is not that young, but he's still a young, very, very good player who can come in, and it's not that big of a fall off from some of the other great players. Whereas you see in other teams in the MLS, I'll give you an example. You take out Lucho Acosta from Cincinnati FC. He's their best player, and they hadn't won a game in like 4 games. So they've lost more games without their best player than Inter Miami has lost without their best player. So it really goes to show you that this team is really built for the long run and to compete in all tournaments.
Yeah, and remember Facundo Farias, he's not playing at all this season, correct? He had an ACL?
That's correct. He tore his ACL against El Salvador in the preseason tournament, but he's been already seen back on the field practicing, doing some individual drills. He hasn't been practicing with the team yet, but I heard he's out all season. He'll be back next season. We've had some big news with Brighton, and finally we talked about it last week with Diego Gomez. So that is a done deal. From what I've heard, he will be going to Brighton. We're still waiting to see if he's going to go now or if he'll stay an extra 6 months until the end of the year and go in December, which I think would be huge if he was able to stay for an extra 6 months, because he gives you another option in the midfield. So we'll see what happens with Gomez.
Daniel Solana, I'm guessing one of your all-time favorite players, if not your all-time favorite player, Luis Suarez, correct?
Absolutely. My all-time favorite.
I was a little worried about his knee, although he did have a great year in Brazil before he came over to Inter Miami. I did not think he would be as good as he has been this year. How much gas do you think he has in the tank, though? I mean, we know Messi. It's going to be a while. How much gas do you think he has in the tank? Not just for this season, but maybe possibly he seems to like it here, maybe for the future.
It's something that I've talked about a lot on the podcast with some friends. You know, Suarez is having a really good time. His idea of, I guess, retirement, because that's basically where he's in. He's on the downswing of his career. This is what he wanted. He wanted to be able to enjoy it with his friends, enjoy it with his family, be able to, get on the pitch, come off, and play with his kids after the game. That's what they're doing. So can he stay an extra year? Look, he's done fantastic this year. He's put away quite a few goals. He's done a great job distributing the ball as the Inter Miami's number 9. And yesterday, I don't know if you guys are stats guys, but he scored his 573rd goal, which matches him with Zlatan Ibrahimovic. So, and funny enough, guys, it was the first time I've ever seen Suarez score a goal live in my entire life.
Really?
I've waited.
Wait a minute. How many Uruguay games have you gone to, and how many Inter Miami games have you gone to that you haven't? This is your first Suarez goal live and in living color. I need to know how many games.
So Uruguay games, I've been to at least 8 or 9 Uruguay games, whereas I've only seen him play with Uruguay just this last Copa America, because all the other games I'd been to, he was either suspended or injured or something. So I hadn't been able to see him. Inter Miami, I've seen him probably like 4 or 5 times since he's gotten here, but I haven't been able to, see a goal. Thank goodness. I was telling my wife and my kid last night, I was like, hey, man, if Suarez scores, it'll be the first time ever. I've waited 38 years for this. So I finally got to see the goal. It sucks that it wasn't behind, the goal that I was sitting behind of, but I was glad. It was a beautiful goal. What a great ball by Gressel to Jordi Alba. Great touch by Jordi Alba to Suarez, and it was a beautiful goal.
So we can have one more year of Messi and friends. Is that what you're trying to say? We can have one more year of Messi and friends rolling across the United States, MLS, international tournaments. Because I was thinking that this was going to be Messi's last year. But if these guys are enjoying having fun, and he's seeing how good they are without him, where he may not have to play so many minutes, but still reap the benefits of the joy that he is and what he's done for the MLS game, can we have one more year of Messi and friends?
Absolutely. I don't think it's a can we. It's we're definitely going to have it. So he's definitely signed through next year. And it could be possible that we even get him for another half of year. So before the Copa America, Lionel Scaloni, the coach of the Argentine national team, said that they have a plan in place for Messi to get to the 2026 World Cup if he's on board. The fact that the 2026 World Cup is taking place in the United States, Canada, and Mexico, Inter Miami, plays in Miami, in one of the cities that's going to host games. I think it's, a no-brainer that Messi will most likely definitely stay through 2025. And I'm going to throw it out there and say he stays at least to the first half of 2026 because the stadium is now rumored to open December 2025. So what better way to kick off Inter Miami in their new stadium right next to the Miami International Airport than with Lionel Messi being there in the inaugural game?
Getting back now to Leagues Cup that we're in right now. Of course, we do know that Messi most likely, at least not for the beginning, is going to play. Does this team have enough? I mean, I was a little skeptical. The way they played against Puebla last night's got me believing. Is there a chance that they could repeat and make it back to at least the final of Leagues Cup this year?
Is there a chance? Yes. It's not going to be as easy as it was last year just because of the scheduling and the way it is. So Inter Miami played Puebla last night, who is one of the weaker teams in Liga MX. They get Tigres next Saturday, who's one of the better teams. They have Gignac and a lot of other very, very good players that play on that team. They've won CONCACAF Champions Cup before. So, these are they're going to be tough games. Now, if they beat Tigres and they make it to the next round, then they'll match up against the second place team from the group of Toronto FC, New York Red Bulls, and I forget the third team that's in there. Now, Toronto won last night. So that's a good thing. It could mean that Toronto ends up second place. Inter Miami gets a nice, favorable matchup. But the next matchup after that is going to be either against Cincinnati FC or, another Liga MX team. So it's going to be a tough route to get to the finals this year, where last year it might have been a little bit easier and you had the Messi magic helping you out.
Yeah, and you might have to face a team like America out of Mexico City, which is always a daunting task. But right now, I'm not ruling this team out. I did not see them doing this well without Messi, to be honest with you.
Absolutely not.
You might not have, but
you did? Battered Herons podcast has tape on you believing?
I will. They do have tape. It's out there. Before Messi left, I said, everybody was saying 8 or 9 points out of the 18 of the games that Messi wasn't going to participate was probably doable. I said if it was less than 12, I would be disappointed. Obviously, 18 would have been fantastic. They got 15, so clearly I was on some sort of right pattern, right track here. And now they're 21 out of 24 without Messi. So all those rumors about Messi, Inter Miami not being able to win without Messi and all that, it's clearly false because you win 21 out of 24. You're playing, the former or the defending champion, and you rout them at home. And then you win all those other games. I mean, you can't. That can't be an excuse anymore.
Yeah, it really does seem like this Inter Miami team is built just more than just Messi. They didn't just put Messi in there and say everyone play around him. They actually really do have it going on, and it's always been fun. You were at the stadium last night. How was the crowd? Now, we're talking about the Messi effect. We know that wherever Messi shows up, it's must-see soccer. Was the crowd, and I know we've got the great supporters groups like the Southern Siege, and we got Vice City 1896. The supporters groups are going to be there. But how was the overall crowd at Chase Stadium last night?
Well, I don't know if you guys saw. I posted announced crowd was 16,400 and something. So that would mean it was about a 75% sellout. I can tell you, prior to the game starting, the West Stand was completely empty. The only thing that was that was full was where the players' families sit. The North and South stands, which is the North Stand is where all the La Familia sits. That was slammed, completely slammed. The South Stand where I was sitting, completely slammed. So the only one side that was kind of empty was that West side, but I mean, given the price of the tickets on that side, it's kind of understandable. I know that some season ticket members paid north of $130 for their tickets. Unfortunately, some couldn't go yesterday, and they couldn't even sell them for $20. So, I mean, and that's crazy. I mean, you've got Busquets, Jordi Alba, Suarez, and the tickets were $14, $15 yesterday. I mean, it was unbelievable how low the tickets were, but it was great to see a nice turnout, especially with all this boycott Leagues Cup thing that's going on. And you've seen, on social media, so two supporters groups from Minnesota said that they weren't going to go to the games. A supporters group from Austin said that they weren't going to go to the game. But Friday night, that Austin Pumas game was wow. It was just crazy. What a crazy game. The fans were going nuts. So I don't know if this boycott Leagues Cup thing, this Leagues Cup versus US Open Cup, I don't know if it's a real thing, because everything that I see, every stadium is rocking for these games. And the Liga MX fans, they don't care about the US Open Cup. They're going to show up and they're going to show out. The one thing that I love is that MLS has been taking them to town every single chance they get. I mean, if I'm right, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 5-1 MLS to Liga MX in the head-to-head. So that's a really good start to the Leagues Cup for MLS, especially with everything going on, between Mexico and US and that battle that they have going on.
It's what a lot of people have overlooked, that MLS, as much as you want to knock it, a lot of people, it's an easy punching bag. They have held their own against Liga MX over the past 2 years, at least so far in these Leagues Cups. MLS is really, for people that aren't paying attention and watching, really has become a much stronger league over the past, I would even say, 5 years.
No doubt. And I think they have a chance to become a top 5 league within the next 10 years. You can see that as the players start coming. Look, LAFC signed Hugo Lloris. They signed Oliver Giroud, who was having a great year over in Italy. They're now rumored to be bringing Antoine Griezmann. Could you imagine if that were to happen? If they were, I mean, look what's going on. You have one team basically creating a copy of the French national team over on the West Coast. You've got one team who's got like the South American All-Stars on the East Coast. I mean, isn't that what MLS wants? I mean, wouldn't the perfect final, if Griezmann goes there, be LAFC, Inter Miami? I mean,
well, clearly, I mean, any final in any sport, if you in North America, if you had Los Angeles versus Miami, everybody would want to go. So this, I'm glad that you bring this up. With the success that obviously Zoltan had in LA, guys have had in going to Los Angeles, and the success that like you said, some of the great South American players coming down here. Do you see more players now, more international players now coming down, wanting to come to MLS because of what they've seen? I mean, other stars have come before, but it wasn't really that good, or they weren't that successful. But in recent years, you see the success that some players have, going in the back nine of their career. So do you see any more? And if so, what names do you think may come to the MLS, or especially Inter Miami?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of a league, it's going to be based on how teams operate. So I think a lot of players are going to want to come to Inter Miami because they see, them bringing guys like Diego Gomez, like Federico Redondo. And look, Diego Gomez has been here for a year and a half, and they just sold him for 18 million or 15 million, and it could be up to 18 million. And if I'm not mistaken, they bought him for a little bit less than 10 million. So I mean, they're going to make money, and players are seeing that Inter Miami can be the jumping spot to get you, from South America. If you're not already seen, directly into Europe, you can come to an Inter Miami and then jump to Europe because it's obviously been seen. It's happening, and it's going to continue to happen. So I think it's going to be a team by team basis because other teams are not like that. Other teams are like to build from within, and they don't, necessarily buy the young players from South America. So it's going to be, again, a team-by-team basis based on how the owners feel that they want to run their team. Some owners want to spend money, some don't. That's another big topic. And again, we can talk about this for the next, year, all the crazy things that are going on in the MLS. And I'm sure we'll have more chances to talk. So, but to answer your question, Vlad, look, I think 100% more young players are going to come from both Europe and South America because we're seeing more and more happen. But in terms of what, I guess, star players, I think that's where you're kind of going to, or what big name players.
Well, I mean, the reason why I asked you that, Daniel, is because, I mean, if you notice, they go to the big cities. So, and if they are successful, the city starts supporting. You see what's happened in LA, New York, when they had Henry, they started to support a little bit. And obviously we've seen what Messi Mania has done down here. So, as the MLS, but there's so many good teams in the MLS, but they're not major markets, but they have great fan base and anything like that. So what I'm asking is, are they maybe certain players maybe are they just looking at the major cities, or maybe they might go to a Cincinnati or so? Or,
so I don't think necessarily
Portland.
Yeah, so Marco Reus, who is a big name in Germany and he played for Borussia Dortmund many years, he was rumored to be going to St. Louis City. At first, it was strong ties, and that's because St. Louis City, they have a general manager who's European, who's, I believe, German, and he has a strong tie there, and so there's a lot of and Berkey is also, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he's German as well. So there's a lot of ties there. Now, Vlad, you said it, man. He's going to the Galaxy. They want to go to big cities because that's where the action is. They want to be able to go eat and stuff. So I think it's on the owners, on the teams, and on the fan base's responsibility to make those players feel at home and want them to go there, show them. And that's been the biggest, I think, argument of folks saying, oh, well, it's not fair if Miami can, if they open up the cap, because Miami players are going to want to go there, and players are going to want to go to LA and New York and maybe Houston or Dallas, because those are the bigger cities. Who's going to want to go to Columbus, Cincinnati, somewhere in Minnesota? Not a lot of players, but that's on the teams and on the city's responsibility to show the player, like, hey, we welcome you, we want you here. And might they have to pay a little bit extra because they don't live in a great, in Miami or whatever for that player? Yeah, you might have to, but those are the things that you got to do. I mean, that's what they do in PSG, right? They just give billions of dollars to whoever, because nobody wants to go live in Paris. Let's be real.
Okay, I'm going to ignore that comment, but I will say...
You might be right. He's right. You want to visit. You might not want to live.
Okay, maybe not. We'll see, but I'm all for an MLS arms race. I'm all for Antoine Griezmann hopefully coming here to Inter Miami. Maybe a slight chance of that. I'm all for having Daniel Solana from the Battered Herons podcast joining us every week if he will. Will you come back? Will you come hang out? Will you be a part of the show?
Every week, man. If you guys invite me, I'll be here.
I'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Real quick, Daniel, I know if you're watching on YouTube and Twitch, you see your social media handles, but how can people get in touch with you and find out more about you and get some more of your insight if they want to go a little more in depth?
Yeah, absolutely. You can catch me on X or on Instagram. My handle's right there at Danny Solana 5, DANI SOLANA 5. If you want to reach out to my brother and talk some shit, you can reach out and definitely hit up Solana and tell him I'm better than him. He won't like that, but I will. But like always, guys, thanks a lot. You guys can reach out to me again at Danny Solana 5. And love being on here with you guys. Love talking football. It's nice to have a football segment in South Florida.
Nice.
We love your candor and honesty too. From day one, you've always been very honest with the Inter Miami Herons. You and I have talked about it off the air. You've said, I'm just going to be real. And that's what we do on this show. We keep it real. We're not going to sugarcoat things. We're not going to be nice. We're going to be honest. And whether it makes teams happy or unhappy, that's their problem. You know what? Do better then. That's how we do it. So Daniel Solana, we do like you. We want you back next week. You'll be back. We'll be in touch. Thank you so much. Battered Herons podcast. Listen to my man, and he'll be back next week. Vlad will be here with you the rest of the afternoon. So hang out. This is Sports Day on 560 WQAM.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line at 305-567-0560. Kendall Toyota, all time in the 305 and home of the Kendall Toyota best price 360.
the app to listen to all of our shows live or on demand. Plus, there's the cool Rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed anytime. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
I see dead people.
Hi, Monster on the beat.
Tua, he not like us. He's rich now. Got that big extension. But if you're a Dolphins fan, you should be happy that Tua got the big extension because it has opened up a whole new world for the salary cap, according to Sport Track's Michael Giannetti.
Giannetti.
I know, I was worried about
What is he,
Giannetti.
Marty Giannetti?
Getting the deal done. Listen to this. Tua is only going to have a cap hit of $9.5 million for 2024, which is about $13.5 million less than was originally set to be on the books for him. Sensational news for Chris Greer. They go on to say that if they get an extension done with Tyreek Hill, they could have something like $20 million in cap space to play with. Wow. Why did we not get this deal done sooner?
Because they were fighting over a year.
Because they were fighting over a year and maybe $1 million or $2 million.
No, it's not $1 million or $2 million. They're fighting over a year and probably $50 million.
Well, you know what I mean. Like each year doing that. They have created more than $13 million in cap space by extending Tua Tagovailoa. It's all in how they move the money around. And like they said, with a deal with Tyreek Hill, which we don't know if that's going to be done, but theoretically it could be around $20 million to play with. Hence, a lot of people saying they can get a better defensive tackle because we know they're kind of short on defensive tackle. Offensive line, that is a big question for the Miami Dolphins. Get another guard to kind of like straighten things out. But that is amazing that you sign him to this huge contract and it actually helps your team against the cap. It's only going to be a $9.5 million hit. It was supposed to be $13.6 million, more than that. And then, of course, if we would have gone the route of not signing him and he would have sat out nonetheless, it could have been even bigger because remember there was talk about franchising.
He wasn't going to sit out, guy.
He wasn't going to sit out?
No, if he was going to sit out, he would have had to sit in.
Well, I'm sorry. If he would have sat in and not, what if he would have sat in all season though? Would have been.
You can't sit in all season, bro.
They still fine you?
You're getting paid regardless the 5th-year option. When they opt in, you're getting paid $23 million. So he may not want to practice, but he was gonna still play for that. He's still playing for that $23 million this year.
He is still playing for
that's what I'm saying.
Million.
So it didn't really matter. It was the same thing with Christian Wilkins. You know, when they pick up your 5th year, you're playing for that 5th year money. You just want the extension after that 5th year so that you know you're good. You pretty much know you're good for the next 4 or 5 years. So he was playing for that $23 million this year. The extension kicks in next season, but he probably won. But if you look at the first 2 quarterbacks of that 2020 class, no, the 3 quarterbacks who signed early, they all got 5-year deals.
Right.
The 2 quarterbacks that signed late got 4-year deals. So that's why I personally believe it was that 5th year. I think Tua's representatives and the Dolphins were probably fighting over. So instead of giving him that 5th year, they might have given him a little bit more guaranteed money for the contract.
Sport Track is saying Tua Tagovailoa's cap hit decreased by $13.6 million for 2024. The Dolphins hold around $22 million of space. Tua will earn $43.125 million this year. So things are kicking in. The money's kicked in.
I mean, I guess if you sign your guys, it really doesn't. In some shape or form, doesn't really affect you. It's almost like, I guess almost like the NBA, where you sign your own free agents. It doesn't really it affects your cap, but doesn't hurt your caps to the point where, like you might lose a mid-level or something to that effect. So if you're signing your guys and you're signing your guys like that, and that's opening money,
man,
then
it does feel nice to have $22 million of breathing room.
But also remember, a lot of that money was probably given to you after the June 1st salary cut.
Xavier Howard,
right? So a lot of that money. That's pretty much maybe the reason why the deal wasn't done, because of that. Like, let the releases happen so that all that money come in, and you sign your guy, your free agent. This is your guy. So signing him to this, open it up to maybe help you get guys later on,
I'm going to
or
keep it.
sign guys right now.
I'm going to keep it real simple. With that $22 million that we have, I would like to shore up the offensive line as much as possible, as much as you can with that 20 million, however much you want to spend. That would be my biggest issue right now if I'm Chris Grier. I want to get a couple of more solidified guys on the offensive line. Would you agree with that, or do you think defense? Because I know Bradley Chubb will come back.
Listen.
Jalen Phillips will come back. I would like to just be more deep or deeper at the offensive line. And there's guys out there. I understand that.
O-line, yeah,
But there's not a lot of guys. But
there's
you can
not a
find
lot of guys
you
in
can
the
find
O-line.
some depth, though.
You do definitely need to find some depth, but then also you have to also see if you can develop the guys that you draft, like this. What's his Patrick Play? Right.
Patrick Paul.
Patrick Paul. I'm sorry. You got to see if he's I know he's a project, but he's gonna have to show that he can develop pretty quick, because we all know with the with Teron Armstead that he's gonna miss at least 4 to 5 games.
I'm not going to argue with you again this year. I did last year, and I was dead wrong.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to play pretty much all the games, and I was wrong.
So we know that. And Austin Jackson's legit, but you also lost what's his name? Went to Carolina for all that money.
His name Connor. What was his name? Or are we still waiting on Connor Williams, right?
Right.
We're still waiting on him to sign. We don't know yet.
I think he's still out there. Robert Hunt.
Yes, he left.
Robert Hunt.
But I mean, the more depth you do have that offensive line, because you know there's going to be some injuries, the better off you're going to be, man. And I think that's one of the things that when we talk to a lot of the experts, and they're saying seriously, the Miami Dolphins need to focus in on this offensive line, because without that,
but that's the thing. They need to focus on both lines, like also the defensive line as well. I mean, the pass rushers, not the defensive line, but the pass rushing. Like, we don't know.
we don't.
You don't know. You have to wait up on maybe late September is the optimist you could be.
Yeah.
Optimistic you could be that you can get Jalen and Bradley, but it's probably going to be sometime in October. So therefore, can these young guys that you drafted, can they get to speed, learn this defense? Because like I said, new defensive coordinator, third year, third new scheme. Can they get down with Mr. Weaver's game plan and see if they can execute it? I do think early it's gonna be a lot of shootouts.
Yep.
I think we're gonna have a lot of shootouts early, maybe similar to how it was last year, because it took a little while for them to get Fangs' defense. But you don't have the same type of players, I think, on defense that can execute quickly a game plan.
Connor Williams is a Seattle Seahawk now, so we'll see him in week 3. Good to know, though, we have $22 million in cap space to play around with since we got Tua signed. Once again, I want to spend that money on the offensive line. Let the defensive line, you got guys coming back. You got Chop Robinson. You went out there and got him in the first round. You hope he plays. We'll have to wait and see. Coming back, I'm going to get things reset for you right here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. If you were worried about Team USA against Serbia today, of course, I've got Nikola Jovic and Nikola Jokic, Bogdan Bogdanovic. Got a pretty good squad right there. Do not be worried. Team USA took care of business. They're up 101-79 with about a minute and a half left. Kevin Durant and LeBron James have been stellar. Absolutely stellar. It's been a fun game to watch, Vlad. I'm not going to lie. Team USA looks motivated.
Yeah, it's good. I don't know what it is about Serbia. They feel motivated against Serbia. I don't know if it's Jokic. But dude, LeBron, KD, now Book. Yeah, they just kicking ass. And I will say this: those Boston guards are annoying. Like Derek White, Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday just got a 3.
They're annoying. They're so good, but if they're not on your team, they're annoying. Derek White blocked a shot of a guard going down the lane in the third quarter. That was just like, damn.
The effort's been great from the Team USA today. Absolutely. Very, very thrilled with the way they have played today. Shocked with how Kevin Durant came off the bench and just lit it up.
That was interesting. I wanted to see what they were going to do with KD. And
Bam Adebayo played some great defense on the Joker throughout the day.
He locked down the Joker. AD's played very well.
Anthony Davis has played very well in these whole Team USA games.
Team USA
lead up and this game.
You see the thrill and happiness that Bam has playing the 4. Like, let me tell you this: that second team front court may be the longest front court I've ever seen in my life. You have Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo, and Anthony Davis. Come on, man.
That's great. I love it. It's fun. It's great. But one game does not make a tournament. So we shall see. But so far, so good for Team USA. Very proud of those guys. Proud to be an American, as they say. Let's get to the headlines. The Dolphins have signed former Raiders linebacker Curtis Bolton. He appeared in 26 games with 16 tackles and a lot of special teams play with Las Vegas over the past 2 seasons. They did waive undrafted quarterback from UTEP, Gavin Hardison. So kind of making some moves as camp is going on. They continued camp earlier today.
Damn, when you get let go like 4 days in the camp, that's rough.
Well, when you're an undrafted quarterback from UTEP, that's kind of somewhat expected, I would think.
I'll just say.
And we were talking about this yesterday. Camp isn't what it used to be. Remember, you used to have 2 days and they were just running you all over the place. Now practice is what? An hour and a half, 2 hours every
90
day?
minutes, bro. I was like, wait a minute. 90-minute practices?
Yeah, it's all about saving your legs and staying in shape and not getting hurt now. You do your work and you get in, you get out. I mean, these guys, now, granted, you might have a 90-minute practice, but that doesn't mean you have a 90-minute day. They're in their different coaches' rooms and, doing tape and working on things. So yeah, I mean, it's not an easy job, obviously, because more people would do it if they could. The Canes, they have just one official visit this weekend. 4-star safety Ladarian Clardy. He is a Pensacola native. He got offers from Ole Miss, Florida State, Mississippi State, to name a few. So Mario Cristobal getting ready for the big season, but at the same time preparing for the next season. Matias Rojas scored early while Luis Suarez scored a late goal as Inter Miami defeated Puebla in League's Cup group play. Next up, tougher team from Liga MX is Tigres. That is on Saturday at 8 o'clock. Very surprised that our soccer guru, Daniel Solana, it's the first time he's ever seen one of his all-time favorite players, Luis Suarez, score a goal.
That was shocking.
More shocking, not so much because he hasn't seen him score for Uruguay, because there's not as many opportunities, and even the opportunities you'd have to travel very far, but that he hasn't caught him here because he scored a lot of goals here at Inter Miami in this half a season or so that he's been here.
Yeah, but then don't you start getting this feeling that maybe you're a jinx? Like this guy scored so many goals. How many he said? Like 573rd goal
in his whole career. Yeah,
in his whole career. And if you've gone to at least 16 of his games, maybe just say 13 games. That's a lot of games played. That's a lot of goals. You probably would have seen at least a goal. So I'm happy that he did. That would have been rough. That's like going to see it's like going to a Yankee game and not seeing, or a Dodger game, not seeing Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani hit a home run.
I know.
And if you've gone to like 10 or 12 of them.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
That's tough. Going to see the Dolphins play at home and Tyreek never scores a touchdown.
Right. Or they don't even score a touchdown. Tua doesn't throw a touchdown. They score a couple field goals.
Yeah, that's rough. So
I've done that. I'm trying to think of some of the most disappointing. One time I had like third row seats to a Pelicans game, and they lost by like 45 points to the Portland Trailblazers, and it was like bad the whole game. Like, it was rough, man. Like, there's nothing more disappointing than going to a game, getting really excited, and having absolutely nothing to cheer about. But a lot to cheer about if you're an Inter Miami fan now. Got to feel good. Tigres, though, they are a formidable opponent from Mexico's soccer league, and hopefully we can get the win against them and onward through the tournament. Now I'm starting to feel, Vlad, if Inter Miami can make it to the final, maybe Messi can give it a go a little bit. I don't know, though. I don't know.
I wanted to ask him, but I was like, yeah, I saw that ankle, man. That ankle's not gonna be ready until hopefully September.
Yeah, it's got to be MLS Cup. It's got to be your focus right now to try to win that one and get that big cup here. And it's starting to look more and more like, or at least trending more and more, that Messi could be sticking around here in Miami and not trying to fly the coop immediately that first second that he can.
That was great to hear.
Yeah, I started getting that feeling when he started talking about, I want to end my career with Inter Miami. And then you see that the 2 years from now, you can get extended, and then there can be the World Cup here in South Florida. I mean, in North America. Started thinking maybe the timeline does favor him sticking around. We'll see.
Get more of his friends to come over.
Come on, let's go. Figure out that salary cap. I like how MLS is one of the few, if not the only soccer league in the world that has a salary cap.
That's crazy.
It's very interesting. I mean, it would favor Inter Miami not to have a salary cap because, as we talked about it, all the big stars want to play in LA, Miami, New York, and it would kind of squeeze out some of the smaller market teams. But once again, like Daniel Solana said, hey, if you want the big guy, pay him, because we all know money talks. Look where Cristiano Ronaldo is. Look where Neymar is. They're in Saudi Arabia. You think because they dreamed about playing for El Nassr when they were kids? No, it's about money. So, Jazz Chisholm, you're not going to see him here in South Florida very often. He's gone to the Yankees. 3 prospects. I'm not going to give you their names right now. I'm just going to say they still won yesterday, beating the Milwaukee Brewers 7-3. Josh Bell hits another dinger, and they go for the sweep today at 2 o'clock. Are you happy with Jazz Chisholm on your Yankees, Vlad?
Depends on where he's playing.
Do you want him at second or center?
Well, we moving to center. No, can't move to center. Aaron Judge plays center.
Okay, so you're at second. He's got to play at second pretty much.
He's either going to play second, third, or maybe left field. No, we got Verdugo left. He's playing somewhere in the infield, bro. He's playing somewhere in the infield.
They moved him to second base to shop him earlier.
They did move him to second base, but I don't know if Gleyber Torres is starting to play a little bit better. But maybe they might. He's playing somewhere in the infield. Maybe I don't know if they believe in Volpe, but and I know they don't believe in right now. DJ LeMahieu's pretty bad right now.
Some bad like 188.
Yeah, it's not the same DJ LeMahieu before. You're talking about a batting champion in both leagues, and he's not hitting well. So I don't know if they might use him in the maybe they might move him to the infield, maybe third base again. Maybe they might move him to third base. I don't know, but we need something. We might be looking at Tanner Scott as well.
No, man, Marlins all over former Marlins all over the place. We'll see about that. Team USA was great. Kevin Durant, the big story, he missed 1 shot today with 23 points. Team USA rolls 110-84 over Serbia.
Let's not forget the king. Almost had a triple-double.
Woo!
21 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists, 8 rebounds.
So Wednesday, group play continues. South Sudan.
That's going to be a game. After seeing what you saw in the exhibition and the fact that they beat Puerto Rico pretty handedly, that's going to be a game. They have confidence. They know they can play against the United States, but they never played against Kevin Durant.
That is true. This seems to be a different dynamic of a team by simply just one other guy kind of changing things up and opening things up for other people. And of course, you got the best player in the game. Yeah, LeBron James. I mean, he's just been fantastic.
All I know is the best players in the games are over 35.
It's great. I don't see how he does it. And
him and KD they just showed the world just right now. Like they're still 2 of the best players in the game in the world.
Speaking of the best player in the game, Simone Biles, she has some left leg pain. Doesn't stop her. She is the highest scoring U.S. woman at the gymnastics in Paris Olympics. Preparation for the all-around competition. Because remember, the top 2 from your team advance to the all-around competition. And that's the goal. Simone Biles, just keep racking up gold medals. Win that other. If she wins the all-around gold at this Paris Olympics after everything that went on years ago at the Tokyo Olympics, wow, what a great story that would be. Absolutely wonderful. Canada's women's soccer team, they were caught using drones to spy on the U.S. women's team's training sessions. U.S. women's team actually alerted the soccer.
Yeah, they said they knew about it.
They knew about it.
They knew about it for a long time. It didn't really matter.
And let's remember, Canada has been one of the better teams men's-wise also in CONCACAF. There is some rumors that it's not just the women's team that's doing some cheating. It could be the men's team also.
Like what I tell you yesterday, win if you can, lose if you must. Always cheat.
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught.
It's kind of nastiness. Deducted 6 points for these Olympics, which means it's going to be really hard.
What's the point of even being there? Like, that's the thing I'm saying. If you're the players and you knew about this, right? You can't be upset that you got caught and they penalized you like this. But what's even the point? What's even the point of playing?
You're at the Olympics. You've worked your whole life to get here, and
you know what? It's not even. I don't think you're doing it for the Canada team. I think you're doing it for their opponent, so that they came here to play a game,
right?
Even though they won, but they still. I mean, you don't want to have maybe 9 or 10 days off before you actually play an actual game.
They can still take away those points.
But man, get out of here! You're cheaters. Get out of here! I need these Olympic Village rooms,
man. It's tough times. Their head coach, and 2 staffers have been suspended from soccer for a year.
Damn,
that is nothing.
They definitely partying up in the village.
I wouldn't care about anything.
Nah, I'm hanging out with them. You know what? Nah, they can stay. I'm hanging out with them because they got nothing to play for. They can get wasted.
I'm sure by the end of the Olympics, the Olympic Village is lit because most of the athletes have completed their athletic duties.
Dude,
so they're just having fun.
What you call it? What ended yesterday? What's the
rugby ended yesterday?
Dude, those rugby guys they
know how to party.
They're going wild right now.
Yeah.
They're killing Paris.
That's not a bad life right there to be.
They're tearing up Paris.
The only thing is the gold medal winners were the French. So maybe those guys are a little closer to home. They don't spend as much time in the Olympic Village. I would.
I don't care. Even if I was the silver medalist, I'm going crazy.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, I'm a medalist. So I'm top 3 in the world.
Fiji.
Oh, Fiji. Top 3 in the world. So I'm walking around with the medal, and I'm saying for the closing ceremonies for the next 2 weeks, I'm having fun.
City of Lights, man, Paris,
kicking wine, baguettes. Eating baguettes, all that.
Great Britain's George Russell has won F1's Rolex Belgian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton came in second. Max Verstappen, typical, finished 5th. He'll wait till next season to start finishing first again. That being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the day spa. It was nice last night, Vlad, to get home at about 1 o'clock in the morning. I saw you DM'd me a message about the cocaine sharks that are showing up on the coast of Brazil and everything.
No, it was LA.
Oh, because that happened in Brazil last week.
Right, but this was Los Angeles.
So there's cocaine sharks all over the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean because drug dealers, they throw it out the window of the airplanes and people recover it, It's a whole process. So just watch Cocaine Cowboys. You'll know what I'm talking about.
No, but it's funny that you bring it up. It's been Shark Week on Discovery.
Oh,
is it Discovery or Nat Geo? Whatever.
Animal Planet.
No, it's not Animal. It's probably one of those. Either Discovery or Nat Geo. Whatever, one of them. But it's been Shark Week. I'm telling you, man. Hammerhead Sharks and the Bull Sharks. Those were good. Those were some good battles, man. It's crazy. Sharks don't really mess with each other like that.
It is true. They leave each other alone.
Yeah, but they all run when they see the tiger shark.
That's a bad man.
That's a bad.
All right. Yeah. Along those lines, a black bear and its cub in Connecticut opened a car door and got into the car. Then things got hairy when the door closed behind them and they couldn't get out. So they proceeded to just tear up the inside of the car until officials opened the door and they ran away.
Wait, 2 cubs?
Oh, no, a daddy black bear and a cub
went inside the car.
Yeah, they opened the door.
They can open fridge. Bears are smart.
Yeah, but they can't open the door to get out. So they were locked up and then they started just tearing that thing apart. I wonder what those bears were looking for in that car.
Okay.
Oh, is it really? One day there will be a bear shark battle and they'll be lit as hell.
I don't like well, bears can swim, right?
They can they go after salmon all the time in water. So they're well aware of the.
We need to have a discussion on who's really the baddest animal in the world. I really think it's a bear. They could beat you up 2-legged or 4-legged, and they can climb trees and swim.
And get in water. They're really strong.
And they're strong as hell.
And they can sleep and get a lot of rest. So
What a
they're
life.
prepared. Man.
And I
what
guess
a
they
life.
like cocaine from the cocaine beer.
I know another bad animal in this world, the cheetah. Tua. Tyreek Hill had some things to say earlier this week about his career, and his life. Mike McDaniel reacted to it. Is it good? Is it bad? We'll find out next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
the rewind feature to go back and listen to any part of any shows you might have missed.
Every little thing gonna be all right, especially for Tua Tagovailoa. Signed his big contract. The next domino most likely to fall, Tyreek Hill. He said he wants to be paid in the upper echelon of players, not just wide receivers, but players. Saw that Tua Tagovailoa, with him signing that extension, actually helped the cap out a lot for the Miami Dolphins. Maybe getting Tyreek signed 2 years early, because he still has 2 years on that contract, might help us. Tyreek Hill spoke with the media earlier this week. He said he wants that big contract, but at the same time, don't get me traded. He asked his manager, don't get me traded from Miami. So he still wants to be here. And he even said, last year, very candid about it. And Vlad, I was wrong. I thought he was going to be the first receiver ever to get 2,000 yards. He did not get it. Tyreek Hill looks back on that now and says maybe that goal of 2,000 yards was a little bit selfish.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit selfish.
But he would have got it
if he wouldn't have gotten hurt against Tennessee and had all that.
Maybe a
little bit selfish.
I'm sitting on the table now, but I understand like how the season goes. Like teams prepare for us, like they prepare to like take me out of games. They prepare to take Waddle out of games. So there could be situations that I have good games. There could be situations where I have bad games, but let's not scratch off the 2K yet. All right. If it comes, it comes. God will bless me.
So Tyreek Hill said it was a little bit selfish. We'll hear that in a minute. But then he says it's not off the table this year.
No, that's what, he was saying it was off the table. But now this is when he was saying it was selfish. And I don't think it was selfish, though. Because, if he played that one game, he would have 2 games, he would have gotten it.
I will say for me, man, last year is last year. Obviously, it was great for me to come out and say, XYZ, I want to get 2K, you want to do this and that. That'll be great. Grand scenario, that'll be great. But I feel like at the same time, I have to understand that the position that I'm in and me being one of the leaders and just singling out, an individual goal like that, like, because I had time to go look at it, talk about it with my family. And it's like, that's very selfish of me, So here moving forward, individual goal I've been talking about this whole entire offseason with my teammates, with my family, is I would want us to, win a playoff game. I would love that. We're going to start with that. Then moving forward, like continuing to build on that, we're going to move to the Super Bowl. So it's one step at a time. Like if I'm able to, help this team, do something special as a team goal, I would definitely count that as like an individual goal as my own. And that'll feel good. That'll be something that I could live with for the rest of my life. So that'd be great.
I don't know, man. I don't think that's selfish. I think you can have your cake and eat it too with stuff like that. I do like that his main goal is to win a playoff game and go on to the Super Bowl. But at the same time, you do have to have individual goals to push you. I don't think that's a selfish thing to say, I want to try to get 2,000 yards, but I also want to win a playoff game and a Super Bowl. So you have team goals and you have individual goals. If Tyreek Hill catches 2,000 yards, that's going to help the team out. Because it didn't seem like it was cannibalizing that many of the other teammates on the team. You thought it was cannibalizing?
No, I just felt like he was balling and it was everybody else was balling. I think the game that bothered people where they thought that maybe he was probably focusing on the 2000 was, I guess, the game he missed against the Jets, and then Waddle went off.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, well, you got 2 great receivers, let's balance it out, something to that effect. But he understands that he's always going to get the focus on him defensively because of his speed and his talent. And if he's going to get double teamed, that's going to leave Waddle open. That's going to leave Odell, hopefully, if he's healthy, open. So that's why he's probably not going to be focusing on it. But let's be real. If he's putting up numbers and there's a chance for him to get 2,000, he's going to go after 2,000. Because you know what? Going after 2,000 will also help you when you want that bag.
Okay, yeah, I do understand that. It will help you when you want that bag. But also, if Tyreek Hill gets 2,000 yards, I don't see it as something bad for the team. I think that means your team has got the offense clicking and going well because Tyreek isn't this quote unquote volume guy that just keeps catching dinks and dunks, he can make a big 80-yard play and get his yards that way.
Thinking dunk, you just thinking dunk it to him, and then he runs 80 yards.
Yeah.
That's why they call it thinking dunk.
But
But what I'm saying, 2,000 yards is if he has a chance to get 2,000 yards, Kuzan, you think he's not going to do it when he wants a bag? Because you get 2,000 yards, you can ask for the type of bag you want for any amount.
Yeah, but Tyreek Hill's one of the best players on the planet. He should, I mean, whether he gets 2,000 yards or not, he is deserving of a very big contract.
Saying it just wouldn't hurt.
Well, yeah, when you're going to bargaining, you always want as many chips as you can. So, yeah, that would be, it's definitely not going to, no one's going to go in the room and be like, those 2,000 yards, I don't like it. No. But, yeah, so Tyreek Hill's not taking it off the board yet. He said it could still happen. But he says there are going to be good games and bad games. We have to remember that. But like I said, Tyreek Hill's not the 2,000 yards. Of course, you got to have some big plays to have 2,000 yards. But he's not this guy that just give me the ball, volume, volume, volume. He can break big plays. Therefore, he can get a lot of yards while still being able to share the wealth with some of the other guys like Jalen Waddle, who once again had another 1,000-yard season. And I do expect Jalen Waddle to have another 1,000-yard season this year. Odell Beckham Jr., Jonnu Smith. I'm good with it. I don't think it's a bad thing, really. I do not think it's a bad thing for Tyreek Hill to say, this year we'll try to go out there and get 2,000 yards again. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if he gets close, lad, you got to start doing some targets.
You already know.
I don't blame him. Everybody does it. It's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all.
I don't believe it either. But
so Mike McDaniel heard about the 2,000-yard goal being kind of selfish and was, of course, asked about it in the media. And Mike McDaniel responded to what Tyreek Hill said.
He hasn't. If he were to express that to me, I'd probably be like, "What, dude? You're just a competitor, trying to, in his mind, in my opinion, we win a lot of games when he reaches whatever numbers is the way he looked at it. And now, as he evolves as a man, it's cool to hear that that's his viewpoint on it. I know that he's a supreme competitor and uses a lot of different motivation tools, and it's a win for the Dolphins that people are finding different ways to try in their own mind to improve themselves as human beings. And if as a leader, that's a powerful statement, regardless of whether, I promise you, his teammates aren't worried about that, but that's a cool thing to come from a leader.
All right, Mike McDaniel was all over the place on that one. Let's try to be a little more concise in what he said. Am I wrong in Vlad saying that I appreciate him being a little more self-sacrificing and growing as a man and realizing that it's about being a leader and a team player, but at the same time, we do know that he gets a lot of yards, and when he gets a lot of yards, we win.
He's basically said the same thing I just said. It's cool that he's saying that.
Yeah.
But if he has a chance of getting it, he's going to go after it.
We're going to go after it. Nothing wrong with that. 2,000 yards. That means good. That is, it means good things. I don't understand.
So my thing is this, maybe he's not, and I've never seen him do it, but most receivers, they have that diva mentality. Maybe he's not saying he's like demanding for the ball. Like, hey, I want the ball all the time, because when you're asking for the ball all the time, then it may be perceived that you're looking out for your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if it's within the scheme of the offense and he's just balling and he's just getting open and gaining all these yards, yeah.
And from
it's
what
a
I understand,
record that nobody's done before. So, of course, if you're a top receiver, you're going to want to strive to achieve it.
And from what I understand, that is what it's in the scheme of the offense. I've never heard anyone say Tyreek Hill's on the sideline saying, I need to get this amount of yards every single game. Get me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Yeah, fam. Like, dude,
if it happens, it happens.
If you're getting 100 yards a game every week, and then there's 3 games in an 8-week span, you get like 150, 175, or maybe 200 in a game, you're going to start looking at the guy like, well, wait, at this rate, yeah, he can get 2,000 yards. There's an extra game. There's going to be a 2,000-yard receiver. There's going to be another extra game added. We're going to have an 18. Right, we're going to have 18 games. So think about it. If he had what he had last year, 1,700?
Yeah, close to 1,800, baby.
1,800. So if you add another game, and he missed the game.
Yeah. And he missed kind of half a game against Tennessee, too.
And he missed a game and a half.
And he was injured some of the other ones.
Come on, man. Like, it's going to happen.
Easy. Him
Now,
and Justin
some
Jefferson.
there are things you can say where I did it in a certain amount of games will make it seem better. Now, don't get it. I mean, if you get it in a 17-game season and then somebody does in an 18-game season, you can always say, well, I did it in less games.
Right.
You know, that's why I always say even though he's passed away, what 32 did in Buffalo in a 14-game season, getting 2,000 yards as a rusher was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was phenomenal. When everybody knows you're the only weapon that team has. With the Dolphins, Tyreek's not the only weapon that they have, but he's the most explosive weapon that they have.
Speaking of Buffalo, one of the newest Dolphins talked about a reputation that Miami had, and Mike McDaniel reacted. We're going to hear that next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Hurry.
Ooh, that music means it's getting close to football time. Do some more act and react. One of the bigger gets for the Dolphins this offseason, Jordan Poyer of the Buffalo Bills, or at least formerly of the Buffalo Bills, going to help out with that secondary. Of course, he knows the Miami Dolphins very well from all those years playing against them as a Bill. He raised some eyebrows earlier this week when he was asked, what's kind of the reputation of the Miami Dolphins around the NFL?
I think just sharing the experience, like I said, playing against this team over the past few years, you kind of, you get a sense of, okay, if you get on top of this team, they might fold. And there's some teams that are, I'm just being honest, so what is that that happens in those moments to where like, okay, we get hit in the mouth, what happens in those moments where like, hey, we good, let's bounce back, we're good. The game, it's a 60-minute game, it's a long game. So, I've been in games where I've been up 24 points and end up losing. I've been in games and we've been down 21 points and end up winning. So it's just continuing to just play the game. The game is going to come down to the last series, the last play. So just keep playing. Don't get stuck into that play that you didn't make, or don't get stuck into X, Y, or Z of the past. Let's just keep playing, keep staying together. That's the biggest thing too, is being able to stay together as a team. Because this is a team game. It's not just one guy, it's everybody. So being able to stick together through those adverse moments, through those ups, through those downs, and just staying on that line all the way through the season.
I have no problem with what he said right there. A lot of teams.
I do.
Okay, go ahead. But I'd say a lot of NFL teams, you do get up on them early and they kind of fold.
No, but him saying that the word around the league on the Dolphins pretty much was that they would fold. But I'm also looking at him and the team he was on.
They fold a lot.
Okay, then that's what you see what I mean?
No, that's what I was saying. The teams, a lot of times they do end up, if you punch them in the mouth, sometimes they do fold.
Right. But I've seen teams like you folded with 13 seconds. You know what I mean? In the divisional playoffs against when you had the lead.
Remember when the Vikings came back on you?
The Bills?
Yeah. Remember the Justin Jefferson catch?
That's right. The fourth quarter. You're right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I forgot. Yeah. Like I've got examples of you and your team that you've been on.
He said it.
Folding.
He said, I've been down by 24-1. I've been up by
right.
24 and
But
lost.
the way they're making it seems like once you get down Miami down by 21, it's over. You understand what I'm saying? Or once you punch them in the mouth, they'll fold. And it's like, no, I don't, and remember, this is not my team, but I don't want to say that they fold. I don't think they folded against I don't think they folded against Buffalo last year. They lost, they made mistakes, but
the first game they got punched in the
right.
mouth.
But okay.
So that is an example.
But okay, that was early in the season. I can get that. But you punch Buffalo punched Miami in the mouth. But what happened when they what happened when they played against other teams? What happened when they played Cincinnati? Cincinnati punched them in the mouth. They never responded.
Right.
Kansas City punched them in the mouth. They didn't respond.
Yeah, but you can look at the good teams like the Bills. They did that first game at least, punch the Dolphins in the mouth.
RVA Richie's fine, right? Or a fold with no fold. Like,
yeah.
And this is no shot at Jordan Poyer or anything like that. It's just the fact that if that's the message around the league, like that's also the message they were saying about your team as well.
Absolutely, that you guys can't finish games, because every time the Bills were up towards the end of the game, I was like, uh-oh, they're in trouble.
So it's the message is good. It's the messenger. Sometimes it's not about the message, it's who's saying the message. And it's like, I get it, but you're going from one team that had a reputation of folding to another team now that you're saying has a reputation of folding. So it's on you maybe to help get that reputation, erase that reputation about Miami being soft or folding.
Right. And there's examples of that, and there's examples of the contrary. Let's remember not this season, but the one before that. The Baltimore Ravens couldn't have punched you earlier in the mouth. They returned the opening kickoff, and they got up on you by a lot, and you came back and won that game.
Yeah. I mean, that's like there's examples, but when you're saying that he gave both examples, right? But when you're saying that they fold, it's basically that's the reputation that is going around the league that don't matter, they'll fold.
But I would say,
but you just gave
3/4 of the teams in the league. If you punch them in the mouth and get up on them early, you're a pro team. You should be able to hold it down. Some teams do, some teams don't. Now, Baltimore this past season, they punched us early. Although was it 14-14 or 21?
Nah, it was a good bat. It was 14-13, and then they boat raced you.
And then Tyreek dropped that pass in the end zone. And
No, that's the reason why it was 14-13.
Okay. Because you had to kick field goals.
Because you had to kick field goal.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're bringing the hardness to the team. Mike McDaniel, of course, once again, asked about what Jordan Poyer said, and he reacted.
Things like that, that's Jordan Poyer's here because of the player he is and the leader he is. And I think he recognizes the leadership opportunity that he has here. And, I'm very open and upfront and aggressive with, to me, what I see realities. Realities are the past doesn't predict the future. But for Jordan Poyer to, talk to his teammates, whether that's directly and, saying the same thing that he's told all of them in the media, I think it's important to understand where things come from. To understand that when you don't win football games down the stretch, when you don't win playoff games, when you don't win Super Bowls, those things, I don't know what it will look like, but it will be said. Okay. Much like, let's say we won the Super Bowl last year and you guys were saying, and Jordan Poyer was saying, we are the toughest team in America. Okay. The challenge is understanding what is and actually doing something about it today.
What the hell?
Okay, so
he's already in mid-season form with his answers.
So basically, he's just saying talk is talk.
No, he's basically saying Jordan Poyer has a chance to be a leader and lead the team and help the team get this narrative about them be folding out. But I'm just saying it's also a narrative he needs to get out. So, I mean, and maybe, he knows it too. So it would be something good for them to use as motivation. Then the second part, if you won the Super Bowl, you'd be known as a tough team. Yeah, you don't have to win a Super Bowl to be known as a tough team.
No, I don't think anybody thinks
just
the Ravens are a tough team.
The Ravens are a tough team. Niners are a tough team. Niners still a tough team.
Yep.
Nobody's saying that they didn't win a Super Bowl.
Detroit's a tough team.
Yeah, you earn a reputation. You earn everybody here. Perfect example. What is the Miami Heat known for?
Culture.
Okay. What's Heat culture? Being tough.
Working hard.
Doing
what you're supposed to do.
Being in shape. Doing what you're supposed to do. What's the Miami Dolphins culture right now?
Finesse. Offense. 24 years since winning a playoff game. Okay. I like Jordan Poyer saying, he's like, look, you got to be in this together no matter what. And you know what? One play is one play. Can't get too high, can't get too low. Got to stick with it. And maybe, and of course, he has not been in the organization very long, so he doesn't know, but
they know, man. He's in the division.
Okay,
he has friends. He knows this. They know what's going on.
Then there's a culture around there that they get too caught up in the moment. The Miami Dolphins.
But I understand that, right?
But they're not the only team in the league that does that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
He just came from a team like that.
Oh, yeah. The Bills were.
Nobody's been more hyped than the Buffalo Bills. They were Super Bowl favorites
2 years ago.
Okay, like 2 years back to back. After that AFC Championship loss to the Chiefs.
Yep.
They opened Sunday Night Football against the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Beat the Rams.
Yeah, they've had everything in front of them, and they have not been able to seal the deal. So
choked, folded.
I've seen them fold away some leads. I've seen them get beat up. I've seen it all. Yeah. So it's like Jordan Poyer, and I mean, it's just one of those things. He's trying to be a leader. He admitted, but yeah, it has a little less validity when the guy who's saying it has also been a part of some.
That's what I'm saying. Is the message is not wrong. It's just the messenger.
Yeah, it lacks a little bit of validity.
Yeah.
But he's our guy now. He's with us.
Well, he's your guy, not my guy.
Okay. Mike McDaniel kind of just says he's a leader. And, if that is kind of the way the Dolphins are, and if there's, and that's the thing, like he's here to change that. Well, why didn't he change it in Buffalo? How's he going to change
it here? That's what I'm saying.
We're gonna do things different here. Wait a second. How's it going to be different? Because it happened in Buffalo a couple times. I watched a couple debacles over there and a couple times. But yeah, I mean, what team doesn't want to get off to a fast start against another team? That's just one of those things that they have. I don't know. I don't think anything bad about him saying that, calling it out.
I don't have, like I said, 305 just texted, but he's right. Why look at any negative of what he's saying? It should be fuel. I just said that. But sometimes the message might be right. It's just who's saying the message. Like, I got to look at you and be like, well, wait a minute. You're coming from a situation that's not too different than us. You might have won the division, but you've been favored to win the Super Bowl, and you folded many times. Don't forget, you were on that field, giving up 13 seconds, giving up 2 plays for Harrison Butker to hit a game-tying field goal, and then you lost in overtime. You might have got scored on.
Let's talk about it last year in the playoffs. There wasn't a minute in that game I didn't think Kansas City was going to beat the Bills. They came out there, punched him in the mouth, and kept him at arm's length the whole game.
And you got, what about this? Your rival, you've been on the road all the time. I've had to go to Arrowhead. I've had to go to Arrowhead. Well, they came to Orchard Park. They went to Orchard Park, and what happened? You lost.
They kept you at arm's length the whole game. So I mean, Kansas City can turn around and say, "Yeah, we know Buffalo. We'll get them in the playoffs. We'll get up on them, and we'll just never let them back in."
Cincinnati's gone there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not that the message is wrong, bro. It's just the messenger.
Right. And I don't even mind the messenger. I don't like the narrative, maybe Mike McDaniel, that people are saying, well, he's here to change everything.
I'm like,
well, if he couldn't change it in Buffalo, how's he changing it in Miami?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
I've learned from my
mistakes. Saying that's just, listen.
I understand where you're coming from. No, that's very valid, very valid.
There's a lot of narratives. There's going to be a lot of narratives that the Dolphins are going to have to change, or it's going to be verified.
When you want to win a championship, you got to change some narratives.
There's your narratives. Like, the Tua is going to have narratives. He has to change. You got your bag now. Everybody that was supported you, that wanted you to get the bag, you got it. Those that were criticizing that they didn't, that you shouldn't deserve this bag, or you shouldn't deserve the money that you were asking for, they can't say nothing. You got it now. Now is time for you to show and prove. Same thing with Mike McDaniel. This is his 3rd season. They've gone to the playoff back-to-back years. Show and prove. You said 24 years, everything starting at 24, meetings starting at 24 past the hour, the whole 9. Cool. You have a goal. You have a vision board. You're trying to you're trying to make sure that you achieve that goal. That's great. But no more excuses anymore. This is no more excuses.
No. There are no excuses.
2024 is this is the Dolphins tag for 2024. No more excuses.
There is no excuse you can make. I mean, of course, they can use the injury excuse, but no.
No more excuses. You know why I don't want to hear injuries?
Because everybody deals with them.
And you dealt with it last year, and it was your responsibility, knowing about the injuries you had last year, to add depth to that. If those injuries happen again, you have somebody capable to hold the fort down until the starter comes back. Dolphins are no different than the Jets, no different than the Bills in the AFC East with dealing with injuries. And those teams had to make moves to make sure to shore up their team, to make sure that if injuries happen again, it doesn't affect them like they did last season.
Well, re-signing Tua or getting that extension opens up $22 million in the salary cap. We'll see if we can add that depth. And no excuses this 2024 season. Back with headlines next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
733.
Thrilling Team USA game earlier today. Our men took care of business. Serbia goes down in blowout fashion, really, 110-84. Team USA looked really, really good today. Now, if you're watching the Olympics, you're seeing equestrian. And in the break, Vlad asked me, my cousin Vladimir Lewiston, I am Dan Day, by the way, says, who the hell watches Olympic equestrian? I said, you know what? I do. And you go, yeah, if you're bombed out of your mind at night, I go, no, I'll sit around the house sober and watch it. And then we realized what the Olympics really, really is all about. What's the big draw for major sports fans to watch the Olympics, especially something like equestrian?
It's competition and nationalism.
Exactly. And I'll tell you why, because I will watch the heck out of equestrian during the Olympics. Outside of the Olympics, I couldn't care less. Because it's the nationalism, it's the competition. Maybe it's a little bit of uniqueness. You don't see it every single day. But then you get sports like gymnastics, swimming.
I'm not watching
basketball.
Gymnastics if it's not the Olympics.
Well, no.
However, though, volleyball, the Olympics has garnered my interest to watch it more.
I ain't gonna lie. The sports that I'll watch inside and outside the Olympics and still be excited about, basketball, of course, soccer, of course, hockey, of course.
Track and field, of course.
Track and field, I really do like track and field a lot. I ran some track in high school, so not to say I understand it, but I have a little more understanding than maybe some people who don't. I will say I'll watch beach volleyball outside of the Olympics.
Female beach volleyball.
I played some beach volleyball recreationally in college, so I mean, like, but
my Karch Karide, Kent Steffen days are past gone. But yeah, I am watching female beach volleyball.
And I'm saying, and it's one of those few sports that whether it's in the Olympics or not, I'm still going to tune in and watch it and enjoy it. So I will say there are some. Now, remember, the surfing has become an official event at the Olympics.
Yes, and please share with the audience that where are they having these surfing competitions at?
6,800 miles away from Paris in Tahiti. For two reasons. Number one, the surf is better in Tahiti. Number two, Tahiti is a part of the Franco-Fed or French kingdom.
So I have a question. Friday was opening ceremony in Paris.
Good. So good. And River Seine.
Were they at the opening ceremonies in Paris?
No way. No way in the world, man. They had to get the lay of the
Let me tell you this. If I am on NBC or Peacock, I definitely want the surfing. I want to do the surfing commentary. I'm in Tahiti.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, come on.
So get this though. So you get to go to Tahiti, you surf some Mondo waves, and then you probably get to go to the closing ceremony if you're one of the athletes. So you kind of get a win-win right there.
Do you really go to the closing ceremonies?
Fly me out there. I mean, I'm not paying for it.
I'm saying you got to fly me to Paris because that's where the Olympics is. That's
Right.
there where it is located. It's not located in Tahiti, even though Tahiti's great, and that's crazy now. That's why now that it's a Summer Olympic event, a lot of places have to think about: do they have these resources to hold these events,
Right. Oh,
or do they have some type of sovereign that they can use?
yeah. And I guess if you're a country that doesn't have anywhere that you can go surfing, you'd have to manufacture waves. I don't know. Remember though, baseball, not an Olympic sport this time.
Anymore, right?
For now.
But isn't 3-on-3 basketball is?
I haven't gotten that deep into the Olympics. I don't know for sure.
I think 3-on-3 basketball is an Olympic sport.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I see the big three is still going on because I see Drew Bledsoe and man.
Drew Bledsoe or Eric Bledsoe?
Both of them. Eric Bledsoe. He looks like Drew Bledsoe.
No, he doesn't. Stop. No. -1 to you, bro. That's horrible. That's bad, Dan.
Eric Bledsoe. I always call him. He played for the Pelicans too.
Yeah, there's no way he look anything like Drew Bledsoe.
Both of them look retired. That's what I meant.
Okay.
Although still balling. The Ville or something, it's like Louisville guy versus the Cats or something, Kentucky guys. They're playing a game. I saw it on Instagram. I spent some time on Instagram last night because I couldn't go to sleep, and I just felt like,
what's wrong, cousin? Why couldn't you fall asleep?
I had been out all night, and I just wasn't ready for bed, and I couldn't turn the TV on, so I just played around on the old Instagram. because it's kind of like TV. It's got the videos and it's got the pictures and everything else. So I decided, why not? Let's watch it. Something to do.
Social media rabbit hole.
You got to go down them, man, sometimes when you got nothing else going on. But there's a lot going on in the sports world. Let's talk about it right now. Dolphins, they did sign former Raiders linebacker Curtis Bolton. He appeared in 26 games, 16 tackles, special teams play for Las Vegas over the past 2 seasons. No big deal. And they had to waive undrafted quarterback from UTEP, Gavin Hardison. We did find out that now that Tua is signed, Chris Greer and the guys have about $22 million available in cap space because of the way they move the money around. I'm not going to give you all the exact details because it's too hard to even explain or understand, but just know that there's 22. So that could help bolster whether you want maybe some defensive edge rushing or an offensive lineman or two to kind of help protect you. So we'll keep an eye on that. Matias Rojas scored early while Luis Suarez scored late as Inter Miami defeated Puebla in Leagues Cup group play. Next up is Tigres Saturday at 8. So Puebla not having the greatest year in Liga MX, Mexico's league. Tigres is one of the better teams. So we were talking to Daniel Solana earlier from the Battered Herons podcast saying Tigres is going to be a much, much, much bigger step up in play for Inter Miami. But keep doubting this team. You keep doubting Inter Miami without Lionel Messi and saying, oh, they're just going to try to hold on for dear life. Not only have they not held on for dear life, they have actually expanded their lead as the highest, most points in the MLS. Did not see that coming. That they just keep winning. Doesn't matter if it's an MLS team or Liga MX. Only team that has beaten Inter Miami this year without Lionel Messi has been Cincinnati FC, who is also one of the top teams in the league. They're dealing with some injury problems right now, but you knew they were just waiting for that. They were trying to get back at us because there's no Messi, and we were playing at their place a couple of weeks ago. They put it on a 6-1. Still, nonetheless, pretty happy. Marlins traded Jazz Chisholm for 3 prospects to the Yankees. Do you know if Jazz is playing for the Yankees either tonight?
I don't know. They are playing Sunday Night Baseball. He might be available for pinch hitting, but who knows?
Baseball is one of those sports you can play with one team one day and play with another team the next,
Any of those sports. Basketball as well.
Yeah, but I mean, Kevin Durant can do it with anybody, man. He can just score.
That was ridiculous, man.
And he's all probably the ripe age. And I'm just guessing the 37 years old, Kevin Durant. Am I right? Wrong? Close?
30, I think he's 35, 36.
Oh, man, look at me aging Kevin Durant. He played like he was 22. He's 35. Yeah. His birthday comes up at the end of September. So, I mean, the dude he missed one shot today. He scored 23 points.
And then the 40-year-old guy decided he wants to post nearly a triple-double.
Nearly a triple-double for LeBron James. Bam Adebayo playing great defense.
Oh, man, Bam was awesome. Devin Booker. No, dude, that second unit off the bench is scary.
You didn't get a lot of Niko Jovic, though, for the Serbians.
No, you did not. You did not.
He is dealing with an injury. He did get some shoes. You saw the designer shoes he got for the Olympics?
Well, I mean, he didn't know designer shoes.
An artist did it for him. It's like he didn't design them or anything, but they're like a special company that does designer shoes. They sent him a pair for the Olympics.
He had 5 points, 1 for 6. They don't tell you how many minutes these guys
coming
play.
Off an injury. It's the FIBA. It's or whatever you want to call it, Olympic basketball. It's weird.
Yeah,
it's weird to us. Let's just put it that way. Those rims are tighter, but Kevin Durant. No problem.
Not when you're hitting nothing but net.
Yeah, when you're spot on, it works out that way. Yeah, so Kevin Durant had 3 practices.
Hey, what's Joel Embiid doing, bro?
Joel Embiid was not great today.
He's the only starter with not double digits. Drew Holiday had 15 points. Steph Curry, 11. Devin Booker, 12 points. On 6 shots. These guys are only... they get more than 6. They get 6 shots within 3 minutes of a game. The first 3 minutes of a game. So the fact that these guys when they do have shots, they're efficient and they're hitting it. But Joel Embiid, 2 for 5, 4 points, 3 personal foul. He also had a flagrant.
Yeah, there's been talk of taking him out of the starting lineup and playing Anthony Davis because of his ineffectiveness. And then he has been dealing with illness. They have said that. So we're gonna throw him a little bit of
always dealing with something, man.
Throw him a little bit of slack.
He's always dealing with something.
I know. But still, the Marlins are in action. Pretty much just got underway in Milwaukee, which is
going for the sweep.
Oh, it's delayed. They did not get underway. Delayed.
It's going for the sweep.
Milwaukee is Algonquin for the good land.
Is that now?
True story.
Okay.
If you believe Wayne's World and Alice Cooper.
You know San Diego, right?
Yeah, I know Sammy Hagar.
You know what San Diego is, right?
What is Sammy Hagar?
I say Sammy Hagar, San Diego.
Oh, what is San Diego?
I'm not saying you saw Anchorman. Come on.
Oh, good job. Simone Biles dealt with some left leg pain, but still posted the top U.S. women's gymnastics score in preparation for the all-around competition. They will continue later today with the women's competition, at least the team competition, which is always fun. South Sudan stuns, although we got to stop saying stuns. This team's pretty darn good. Puerto
Stop
Rico.
saying stun when these guys, people acting like these guys they live in Sudan and they're playing in under like they're not. They're all been citizens of America and are living here and are utilizing the facilities that are afforded to them here. Stop.
Well, they won their first ever Olympic game, 90-79.
But congratulations to them.
Yeah, but don't want to diminish his first Olympic win. Both teams are in the U.S.'s group. South Sudan, they were losing. I will say when leading scorer for Puerto Rico, Jose Alvarado, he twisted his ankle right around halftime and came back about 7 minutes left in the third, and the team just did not seem the same since then. In South Sudan, give them credit. They make big shots. They make
I think
big
David
plays.
Griffin gave them a call.
Yeah, get out of there. We need you. Jose Alvarado. I got to see if I can wait. I need the basketball Jose Alvarado. Pelicans guard. Yeah. Pelicans in Paris. Yeah, I still see him on Instagram and stuff. The Pelicans are representing. Yeah, so got to see though. Grand Theft Alvarado. Maybe get one of his jerseys for Pelicans. That'd be pretty cool down here. But he is the guy for Puerto Rico right now. And yeah, when your best player goes down, it gets a little tight. South Sudan, their first win. They surprised us.
By the way, with the Olympics, hey Spain, it's not fair, bro. Men's double tennis, it's not fair. They have Rafael Nadal and Alcaraz.
I thought that Nadal had decided now to just play singles.
No, they played doubles. They played doubles yesterday.
Okay.
They whooped ass.
So he's also going to play singles.
Nadal Caraz. That's what their nickname.
Ooh. Rafael Nadal wins opener at Paris Olympics. He will now face Novak Djokovic.
Come out the gate. Just out the gate. Come on, man. You shouldn't be playing Djokovic in the second round. This is ridiculous.
Yes, sir. Blockbuster showdown against rival Novak Djokovic at the Summer Games.
The second match. Come on, man.
He made a last-minute decision to stay in the singles bracket a day after he won a doubles with partner Carlos Alcaraz and said he wasn't sure if he'd participate in both events. Well, you might not be participating too long in both events, my friend. Hate to be that guy.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. This Olympics, they got some good competitive battles going on, man. You watching tennis, you seen the best tennis players in the world representing their country. Like
Coco Gauff?
Out the gate, you like second matchup, you get Nadal versus Djokovic.
Two of the all-time greatest.
Jeez.
Woo! Maybe that's why he did decide to go play in the singles. Like, you know what? If I make a run, fantastic. If not, I'll be out in the second round because Djokovic, good. Very good. And although don't put it past, man, Spain's been on a roll athletically. They won the Women's World Cup. They won the Euro the other day. Carlos Alcaraz just won Wimbledon. It's a good time to be from España. Very nice. Great Britain's George Russell won F1's Rolex Grand Prix race earlier today. Lewis Hamilton coming in second. Lewis Hamilton's kind of had a bump up in his
resurgence, like a little bit like he's in the top three, at least 3 of the last 6 races.
He won a race the other day.
Okay.
He's our favorite.
Okay.
Max Verstappen, though, he finished typical like he has been lately, 5th. Just getting a couple points, garnering some points here and there. That's how he wants to do it. Max Verstappen. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a step into the baseball. I do want to say Max Verstappen, he is Belgian, so you thought maybe he'd want to win the race in his home country. Yeah, he's Belgian. Oh, and Dutch. Okay, so maybe not. Still, nonetheless. I digress. I'm digressing. A man ordered Taco Bell the other day. You know, late night Taco Bell, you don't think about anything. Well, he found a nose ring in his taco.
Ew.
I know.
Nasty work, bro.
I mean, if I'm working at Taco Bell and my nose ring falls out, I would kind of be like, they're checking for it.
Coco Gauff won today.
I knew she played at 1. She started. Or
Yeah, she
got-
won. She won. That's nasty work, man. What's going on? That you lose a nose ring? What are you doing that you lost your nose ring
Yeah,
inside of a taco?
that's something nasty too.
That's
to have
really
the taco.
nasty. Like, were you sneezing?
But I mean, like, did you not notice that your nose ring was out of your nose?
Yeah, you would feel like there's a draft going up.
Your eyeballs are forward right through your nose, pretty much. I don't know.
Yeah, that's nasty work, bro.
No. Okay. I'm not gonna go eat any fast food for a while. I'll lay low. Although maybe it's pizza, man. Pizza sounds really good.
It does.
Tonight's a busy night, actually. I told you I'm going out to Pompano Beach, 26th Screw Brew, and some of my friends are playing a band. Chelsea Handler is over there at Hard Rock Casino.
Oh, really?
I got invited, but they said $88 tickets. I was like, I got options. I got not options. I have obligations. Things just going on. The Olympics continue to power on. Maybe the Marlins will play in a little bit, but yeah. So I don't know. No fast food though. Maybe a pizza, man. I really wanted a pizza last night. The place I went didn't have it. What do you do?
Yeah, they don't have vegan pizza.
I was just gonna get a cheese pizza, but they didn't even have pizzas. No, even flatbreads. And I didn't get done kayaking until like 10, 11 o'clock at night, so I had to go kind of a late night place, and it just didn't work out for me. Just didn't work out. I had to eat a vegetable lasagna, which is great, but I really just want a pizza. So maybe tonight I'll get a pizza and just keep an eye out for any nose rings that might be
please do that.
Randomly strewn about in my pizza. Up next, kind of some shade thrown at the U. It always happens when the football season comes around. We'll take a look into that here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
app. Don't miss out. Download it today and make WQAM your favorite station.
This past week, ACC Media Days in Charlotte, North Carolina, Big Ten Media Days in Indianapolis, Indiana. We had our guys out there making it happen. Danny Rabinowitz at ACC Media Days, and Tobin from the Tobin and Leroy Show. He was out at Big Ten Media Days. Also, our dude Alex Dono, of course, covering ACC Media Days. Always a good time, always great.
Solana went to where?
Solana went to Dallas for SEC Media Days. Next year, we'll go to any Media Days.
Yeah, man.
Tell us when and where.
I'll go to the SWAC.
Oh, you know me, man. Southern all the way to the die, bro. Blue and yellow of Southern Jaguars represent. That's my school. A lot of friends that went to Southern, actually. They say it's one of the funnest schools you ever go to.
Okay.
Maybe not for me, though. Maybe not. Not fun for me. Not as fun. Nonetheless, enough about the Media Days. So every coach, every team brings out a couple of their players that they expect to be a major contributor to the team. This year, I hate to say it, a school that I went to, actually, not Southern, but
LSU?
Farther north.
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Washington. Oh,
Wisconsin.
They've been everywhere.
Luke Fickell comes out. Now, if you don't know who Luke Fickell is.
Wasn't he a former coach of Cincinnati?
He was the coach that had a lot of success at Cincinnati. Also the coach that Cincinnati said, this is where I want to be. I'm never leaving. Goes to Wisconsin.
Oh, come on, man. We all know money talks.
Here's where it gets interesting. Quarterback for the University of Wisconsin this year is scheduled QB1, Tyler Van Dyke. A guy that we knew here in South Florida for a couple of years. He had a great freshman season.
Freshman year was amazing.
And then
the second coming.
Things kind of were a roller coaster the rest of the way.
It went caca.
Luke Fickell was asked about why he likes Tyler Van Dyke so much.
He understood that it was going to be a battle. There weren't going to be keys that were just handed to him. But I think the greatest thing about Tyler is his ability to say, I need to refocus. I understand what his goals were individually. He knew that there were things that he needed to continue to grow to do. And he had experienced an incredible amount of adversity in his 3 years of starting down at Miami. And for me, if you said, what's the greatest thing that you liked when you were identifying Tyler Van Dyke, I would say all the adversity that he had been through, the ability for him to handle 3 different coordinators, the ability for him to go from the East Coast down to South Florida, win a starting position, have the ups and the downs, and be able to continue to stand tall and have the confidence to continue to play and to play at the level at which you expect to play. So he's done a phenomenal job.
Thought that was a little too much, Vlad.
What is going from the East Coast down south to the East Coast got to do anything? What
he chose the university. I understand Luke Fickell's trying to boost up his guy and likes his guy, but I didn't see the need to go after Miami like that. You could say one of the things I love about Tyler Van Dyke is nothing's handed to him. He's been through things like all players have. He's been all over the country. He's had different coordinators. He's done this, and this. Not like he's not going to have a new coordinator this year, Luke Fickell. Let's not forget that. But to say when he was at Miami, a lot of adversity. I don't know. Why throw Miami in there? And was there a lot of adversity?
Well, I mean, we don't know. We're not in Miami. We're not in Coral Gables. So maybe he did have a lot of adversity. But all I know is this, from what I could see on the field and for what we know from the people that we talk to or the people that, you know, that's come on the shows that we produce. Great freshman year, injury, sophomore year, and just really struggled really under Mario.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
struggle against under Mario, and Mario, I think, gave him every opportunity to succeed.
What I don't understand is he said, he had 3 different coordinators in 3 different years. That really messed him up. So now his 4th year in Wisconsin, he's got a new coordinator.
That's what. It makes no sense. That's just like, when we were talking the segment before about the Miami Dolphins and Mike McDaniel, Jordan Poyer's comments, right? About folding. Okay. Well, you folded too. Well, now let's talk about this. If he's gone through 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years, right?
Right.
And he's just transferred out to a
totally different system.
Now, hold on. Who's offensive coordinator in Wisconsin? Because if it's a former Kane, maybe in his freshman year, then okay, it's not that bad. But if it's he's transferring to a new school, and I figure He's probably having another offensive coordinator. So it's going to be 4-4.
Yeah, because
it's
it was Shannon Dawson that first year that he did so well under. They got Phil Longo.
Okay. Does Phil Longo have any connection with Miami? No, I don't think so. Not the way Mr. Fickle was taking shots.
Before he coached at Wisconsin, Longo coached at the University of North Carolina 2019-2022, Ole Miss 2017-2018. At UNC, he averaged 36.1 points per game, which was third in the ACC.
The only thing I can say is that if they run an offense similar to what he was successful in Miami in his freshman year, great. But Luke Fickle's trying to make a name, trying to get Wisconsin back prominent, especially in the Big Ten.
Right.
You want to make a noise and everything like that. I would love to see Wisconsin against Miami because Miami would bust their ass, I think.
Okay. What maybe Luke Fickle was saying, and it kind of came across wrong, is that what he likes about Tyler Van Dyke is that everything that he's now facing at Wisconsin, he's faced before. He's moved across the country from Connecticut to Miami. Now he's moving from Miami to Wisconsin. He's had new coordinators every single year. Once again, he's having a new coordinator.
Dan, you really want to shorten that answer? He's an experienced quarterback who's gone through a lot, and he's gone through a lot. Nothing's going to phase him. If we look at the success of quarterbacks who've gone through the stuff that Mr. Van Dyke has gone through, you still have a chance to be successful. Case in point, Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, yes. He had a great career at Auburn and then even better career at Oregon.
Jordan Travis still got drafted in the 4th round. So quarterbacks who've been transferred, who've been in the portal, who've been in school 5-6 years, that have gone through experiences, they still have a chance to succeed. No, there was no need to take some slights at the university.
Yeah, I thought that was a little bit too much right there. He could have kept it a lot more general instead of personally calling out Miami. But Tyler Van Dyke, for the most part, we know his first year, freshman year, no expectations, balled out. Second year, we know the injuries got to him. There was a lot of injuries on the team. He was injured. Third year, remember how much we thought he had really advanced and really progressed in those first couple of games.
5-0, and then it was the loss.
And
that loss to
it was Georgia Tech.
Was it Georgia Tech?
I want to say it was.
It was last year. That was it.
And then things kind of started to unravel.
It really unraveled.
And he did get hurt. He did get hurt.
He did get hurt. And then what was it? Was it a Florida State game? That's when they started another quarterback.
Give me a second.
Or maybe the game prior to Florida State, but they had benched him. And was it Emory Williams?
Yep, Emory Williams. That's his name.
Emory played, and Emory he played well, but then he got hurt, and then they brought in Van Dyke towards the end, and then I think he turned the ball over at the end against Florida State, and it was just never the same after that.
Yeah, Emory Williams broke his arm going for a first down against Florida State. Got the first down, but also got a broken arm.
Right. And then they brought in Van Dyke and then to try to close it out, and then he threw an interception. But it was already it was already, the book was already written for him already by that time.
Right. But I mean, I always thought, for the most part, Miami, the fan base at least, and even the coaching staff stood behind Tyler Van Dyke. I don't know. And Tyler Van Dyke did not come out and say anything negative. He did not come out and say, whatever happened at Wisconsin was this. It's Luke Fickle kind of saying Miami, different coordinators and, moving from one part of the country to another country. I thought that was also a little bit more of a reach because guys do that all the time, and he's doing that once again. So I don't know. But
that's definitely a reach. That's a Dawson reach. Like, moving from Miami to Wisconsin. Like, you're not moving cross country, bro. You're already moving from the South to the Midwest.
Yeah.
I ain't that difficult.
Connecticut to Miami is not the hardest move in the world. I'll tell you that.
No, from Connecticut to Miami to Wisconsin. You're not really traveling far.
He just made it sound like that things are unorganized at the University of Miami in a way. And I didn't see the need for him to do that. It just kind of.
I don't know if he said unorganized, but I don't know. I mean, we don't know what's going on. Maybe we don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but I mean, if there was something going on behind the scenes, people would make us think about it. There would be some type of smoke.
Right. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And we haven't heard of that. Like when who was offensive coordinator the second year for Tyler Van Dyke, the guy that came in from Michigan, coach of the year, offensive coordinator of the year, whatnot. We heard the smoke. We saw the smoke where he's trying to coach a Big Ten team, ACC team, like a Big Ten team in the ACC, and it's not working. And and then lo and behold, they got a new offensive coordinator, and everything looked good until things started unraveling last season. So once again, we're not going to really have to, if Miami is not going to have to face Wisconsin most likely unless it is a playoff game or a bowl game. So we're going to wish Tyler Van Dyke the best of luck. There's times when people were talking about one of the best quarterbacks that could be available in the draft if he stays healthy and plays well this year. And
here's the other thing. Somebody 561 just text. TVD has got 470,000 reasons to be in Wisconsin. That's the other thing.
Yeah, we make these guys out to be
right. We make these guys like the coach is saying something, but what the coach might not say, maybe he's got an NIL deal in Wisconsin that's paying him for a good amount of money. I don't know. The 561 saying 470,000, but put it this way: if I'm getting nearly $500,000 to play football in Wisconsin, and I'm not getting anything down here in the University of Miami, which we've known for the past couple of years is pretty good with the NIL deals, then yeah, that's the reason why I'm going to go to Wisconsin.
That is always a good narrative that people do with now, especially with college players. Like, oh, he was at this. No, I'm not saying Miami. I'm not saying Wisconsin. I'm just saying, oh, at that program, he was misused and was underrepresented. He had to get out of there. And then you find out that the guy went to this other school because there's a $500,000 NIL deal. It's like, wait, yeah, maybe he did get misused and misrepresented, but at the same time, a whole lot of money that he just took to go to these new schools. Like, and I hate to keep bringing up Jaden Rashada. Like, Jaden Rashada went around and basically said out of high school, he's a top quarterback recruit, not the top, but one of the tops. Basically went around and shopped himself around and said, I'll play for whoever pays me the most. Florida, Miami were the top two. He ended up coming to Miami. Kind of didn't like the deal because Florida offered him more, went to Florida. That deal fell through, went to Arizona State, played 2 games at Arizona State, got hurt, and now is in the transfer portal. It's like, Jaden Rashad has made some money, man. Like, he's bounced around, but he's made some money, and I don't know. I just don't know where it ends. But do you think I think Tyler Van Dyke still has the skill to be a top-rate quarterback, at least in college. I can't really tell you how things will
absolutely, bro. If we look at the way college football is going right now, a lot of the starting quarterbacks, the guys who've been 4 or 5 years, they've been quarterback starters in other schools. Michael Penix he played in he started from another school and then transferred to Wisconsin. I think it was Indiana, maybe
Washington.
Yeah.
It was Indiana to Washington.
Bo Nix, Auburn to Oregon. Jordan Travis.
I want to say Jordan Travis. He wasn't at Florida State the whole time.
Was he at Florida State the whole time?
I want to say he was there for 5 years.
I feel like he transferred from another school, but he might have been right. But he's even that with Joe Burrow.
He played 46 games at Florida State.
46. So yeah, maybe he was 4 years there.
Because I want to say my friend, my dude, Dolphin Dave over at 26 Degree Brewing, he's a big Florida State fan. He's a 5th-year senior, and he's been at Florida State the whole time.
Then that's on me.
Joe Burrow, Ohio State's LSU wins a Heisman.
He did. No, Jordan Travis was in Louisville, then went to Florida State. Okay. I remember that.
Nobody plays with anybody anymore. I'll tell you the thing that surprises me is Arch Manning in Texas, #1 quarterback prospect coming out of college, Isidore Newman High School in New Orleans. The lineage that he has, he goes to Texas. Now, I thought maybe, Texas's starting quarterback got hurt and he doesn't see the field. I thought maybe, they told him they wanted him to redshirt his first year, but now he's not the projected starter for Texas.
No.
I would think he'd bail now, but apparently they have a plan. The Mannings don't question him, but #1 high school recruit in the nation for quarterbacks, and you're a Manning.
But look what happened. You got was it Quinn? What's his name?
Ewers.
Quinn Ewers.
Yeah,
top recruit as well.
Man, but Arch Manning,
he's gonna get his time. And listen, and guess what? Sitting your ass and learning is not a bad thing.
Yeah,
look what it did for Jordan Love in the NFL.
Did a good job for Jordan Love. What was that? 3 years he sat?
3 years he sat, played 8 good games. Towards the end of the season, he got 220.
220.
So it's all right. Bo Nix got drafted in the first round. Michael Penix they traded up to get Michael Penix.
Yeah, it's just nowadays we want to just come in and do things. And remember now, if you want to go on the Wayback Machine or just the somewhat Wayback Machine, Peyton Manning at Tennessee was not the starting quarterback right away. He was forced to play because Todd Helton, congratulations on making the Baseball Hall of Fame, got injured, and he was the next man up for Tennessee his midway through his freshman year.
And that's the other way of also making sure you stay 4 years.
Mhm.
If you don't play the first year or they redshirt you, you still got 3 years. They at least gonna get you 3 years. Is it raining?
It's terrible outside.
Oh my God.
But this is the thing. Back in 1990, if you didn't play your first year and you didn't start your second year, it wasn't as easy to leave. You had to go sit out a year.
No, you sit, dude. You're gonna sit.
So you're basically not in football because you got redshirted. You didn't play your sophomore year or your redshirt freshman year. Then you got to sit another. You're basically out of football for 3 years.
You learn.
I know, but
you learn. But we're different time now.
Different time now. If you don't like it, if you don't like the coffee at the facility, next.
Change it,
man.
Everything has advanced. Guys are not waiting anymore. Like
Don't
think
need
about
to.
that. And think about Alabama. The way that Alabama was with the running backs, right?
Think about the U back around 2000. Some of your third and fourth string guys made it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Today is that they would never sit around this long.
But that's why. But
era.
That would have been interesting. If you take that late 90s, early 2000, University of Miami, the team that went to all 4 major college bowls in 4 years.
And had a transfer portal with no consequences.
That'd have been crazy.
Of course, the NIL would have been nuts too.
Yeah. Oh my God. You'd had to pay it. You had to pay Ed Reed and Sean Taylor, the late great Sean Taylor, and Andre Johnson and Reggie Wayne and Santana.
And Ken Dorsey too.
And Willis and Frankie G. and oh my God, Clinton. Oh my God, you would have to pay a lot.
Ooh, they would have had a higher payroll than some NFL teams.
They would have had an NFL payroll. They would have had an NFL payroll.
I like that. That makes me feel good. Let's do something or another next, Vlad, here on 560 WQAM.
There's the cool rewind feature where you can listen to any part of any show you might have missed anytime. Get it now and make WQAM your favorite station.
Talk about the glory days of the U. The song still hits whenever I play it anywhere I go, man. Still hits. Oh, yeah. Something or nothing? Vlad, I just got a text from an unknown number. It says, "Hi, Linda. How about playing golf tomorrow?" What should I do?
Are you Linda?
No.
Okay, then.
I was going to say, the right thing to do is nothing, which I am going to do. But the wrong thing to do would put, sure thing, 5 a.m., my treat.
Now, that
Then they have
text,
your
does it
they do
say
have your
under
number.
it, does it say report as junk?
Nope,
Oh,
it does
okay,
not.
Okay.
But it is junk.
All
It's
right,
junk.
I'm just saying.
But people always think it's funny, like, I'm going to put 5 a.m., my treat, huh? I'm like, they still have your number. Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Nonetheless, let's get something or nothing. Travis Kelce, he says last year was a very taxing year on his body. It's taken him a while to get back into playing shape as they get ready for this coming season. Something or nothing.
Yeah, please. There was the last year with Taylor? Because it can't be football.
Yeah, well, he said 35-year-old body. He's traveling all around the world with Taylor Swift, doing all types of media, doing all types of stuff. He said just ain't bouncing back that quickly this year.
No, it's because you've been partying with your girl.
I don't blame him, I really don't.
Listen, I don't blame him either.
His career is solidified.
That's $1 billion, baby.
That is a $1 billion babe. I don't even know if that's correct to call her that because she's something else. Rafael Nadal, talked about this. He finished his singles match with Carlos Alcaraz yesterday. Winner, won another one today over a Hungarian. Now he faces Novak Djokovic in the second round of the Olympics. Something or nothing.
Something, man. Something great to watch, man. That's a Olympic final.
It's a world
That's
class.
a Grand Slam final, and you're getting to see it right now in the second round 2.
Amazing. Will Smith has done a collabo with Jaden Smith and New Jersey rapper Russ for a song called Work of Art. And he's also working on a new album. Is that something or nothing?
Yeah, something. I saw the video. It's nasty.
Is it, when you say nasty, like
Not good.
No.
Not, at least to me.
I mean, Will Smith, he's been out of the game for a while, both the acting and the singing game. Although
What do you mean at the acting game? We just saw Bad Boys.
Oh, yeah. I forgot
What are you talking
that
about?
one. I've been watching.
Not out of the music game. That's you might be right about that.
Yeah, I'm right about that. But I've been watching King Richard. It may take me longer to watch the movie than it actually length. I've still got like 45 minutes left of it. I watch like little pieces here and there. It's a great movie, and Will Smith does a great job. But Venus and Serena Williams' dad, if that movie is accurate, was a very aggravating person.
Oh no, Richard is aggravating.
Okay, so that's not just me being like, that dude aggravates me sometimes. He's a good guy for the most part, but very aggravating.
He believed in himself and his daughters.
He one time said, tennis parents should be shot.
Well,
I mean, those parents do push those kids really hard.
I mean, he's only talking from the experiences that he witnessed.
Good movie, though, so far. I'll never finish it. But
He deserved an Oscar for it.
he did win an Oscar for it.
And
Rough night, though.
For everyone involved.
A 26-pound cat in Texas has now been put on a diet. Is that something or nothing?
I mean, how fast the cat? I mean,
it's a big-ass cat.
But have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw pictures.
Does it look like need to wait?
It looks
They
like
got
it's built
Ozempic for
big.
cats?
It looks like it's more built big than it is fat, but it's got a little bit of both.
They don't have cat Zempic?
I don't think so, no.
All right. Well, maybe
Everything's
they
bigger
should.
in Texas. I just let it go, That's how I am. You'll like this story, Vlad. Border Patrol in Seattle seized drugs twice in 1 week from the same traveler. Is that something or nothing?
Wait, how does the person get away? And then, like, the same traveler?
Yeah.
So they caught him the first time.
They caught him coming in. They caught him going out.
So if you get caught the first time coming in, how are you let go?
I mean, they can't hold you forever.
Fam, if they catch you with drugs, you're going to get processed, bro.
You get processed. You get out. You got to get back home. How are you going to get home? Same week. I don't know, Vlad. You and I talked about yesterday, theoretically, if we were to travel, you would put lotion in your bag to distract.
Yeah, some type of liquid.
Me, I just roll with it and no worries. I mean, it's nerve-wracking, but no worries.
Nah.
I take it out of its original wrappings and everything like that, and just kind of. Whoop. What? Do you get arrested, or do they just confiscate it?
What?
It depends what you have. I think if you have like a small amount of whatever it may be, contraband, they might just be like, "I'm throwing this away." Or
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, if you're traveling with a suitcase full of
that's
smoke,
you have intent. There's intent.
Well, no, that's not true.
They can say there's intent.
Some people are inhalers and they need all that.
Yeah, you're right. But they can say intent. They can say intent.
They can accuse you of whatever they want. Doesn't make it true.
No. That's why you got to go through the court system. And, you get the trial.
I don't want to go court systems anymore.
No,
it's a big hassle.
It's
expensive.
It's not equal.
It's definitely not equal. Oh man, we learned that the other day into that Marlins game. I thought I was skating free, man. You're like, hey, slow down, Dan. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, that's right.
I told you.
I gotta take into consideration other things than just myself. And if you don't know what we're talking about, neither do we. A restaurant in India has been sneaking chicken into their vegetarian meals for over a year now. Finally got caught. Something or nothing.
Oh, Dan, you would have been pissed. You would have been pissed. It was you snitch.
I don't know.
That's nasty work. You shouldn't be lying. But here's the thing: how do people not know it's that they're not eating chicken?
Huh? How do they know they're not?
How did the vegans not know they were eating chicken?
Well, it's just vegetarians.
But the vegetarians,
because they were getting like paneer pear and stuff like that. And
but that's true. Yeah, but the chicken is chicken.
Tofus and stuff in there, so they might have just been like, "Well,
man, chicken is chicken. You're gonna choose something. You know the difference.
It's in there. I mean, it was
small
amounts.
Is there a difference between eating or tasting regular chicken and vegetarian chicken or something like that?
I don't taste that much of a difference. No,
you don't.
No,
okay,
I don't. Of course, I haven't had chicken in a while, so I'm trying to think.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
The texture is a little bit different, but yeah, I was eating
everything.
I was eating some fried fake chicken patties the other day, and I think
I don't even like the fact you said fake. Why don't you just say you're just eating fried
plant-based chicken patties?
Okay.
And I think the frying, the crust and stuff just covered up all the taste anyway. I just know. D'Angelo Savage lost 255 pounds.
Ozempic?
He probably did a lot of that.
Okay.
He is now a fitness coach. Why are you so bon key on Zempic, man?
Everybody's on it. I'm just laughing at everybody's taking a diabetic drug to lose weight.
So years ago, it was to get that sleeve in your stomach.
Now everybody's on the Ozempic, B.
That was always the funniest. It was so, allow me to sidetrack. Guys or girls would leave work because they, vacation or didn't feel good.
2 weeks later, they come back.
2 weeks later, they come back and they're eating like really strict diet and they start losing lots of weight. It's like, come on.
Yeah, you took fat out.
You didn't go on vacation. You got one of those sleeves in your stomach, didn't you? Or your stomach, no, I'm just being healthier now. I'm like, come on. But Zempic, that's the other one. But no, D'Angelo Savage loses 255 pounds. He's now a fitness coach. Good for him. Only problem is he now goes on social media and roasts women that turned him down back in the day. Something or nothing.
Yeah. You were his motivation. You sparked him wanting to get back in shape. He's in shape now. He's probably showcased his pictures, posted his pictures on whatever social media, and all the ladies that were fronting on him are like hollering back. And he's like, nah.
Oh, no, he's not doing that. He's just going out on his own. And
I'm just saying, I think he's doing that. Yeah, but guess what? He can. I mean, is it wrong? I mean, it's not illegal.
No, it's not.
Is it sophomoric? Probably
a little bit.
A little immature. Very much so.
But he's probably just really proud that he lost 255 pounds.
But guess what? We are all petty.
Yeah.
And if he worked hard and he's got in better shape and he's a fitness instructor, you said?
Yes, sir.
So that means he's definitely helping people out. It's not like he could diss the people that dissed him back in the days because he's helping people now if you're an instructor.
I think he's just trying to grow his fan base.
No, but I'm just saying that. Like, put it this way. Say I got swole, right?
Okay.
And now I become
social media influencer?
No.
OnlyFans?
I'm just saying, no, hell no.
I'm
I'm just saying, I become a trainer.
Okay.
Right? I'm training people. But I trained you and you're in great shape and boom, boom, boom. So I'm doing things to help those. But I have every right to be petty Vlad and insult the people that were dissing me back in the days.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you were able to give it, you should be able to take it.
Yeah.
So
There's true words right there.
no, yeah, I can see on both sides, but good for him, man.
Hey.
Good for him.
Keep doing what you're doing. Final hour of the show next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
and Leagues Cup champion Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
So Tua Tagovailoa, he has his contract. Who will be the next domino to fall? Doesn't really matter to the Dolphins unless it's Tyreek Hill. Going to kind of wait and see what happens with that. What's going to happen the rest of the day? Well, the USA Olympic team already took care of business. They're getting a little rest till Wednesday when they play South Sudan. They took care of Serbia by about 30 points. Kevin Durant, very impressive.
The old guard, baby.
LeBron James, very impressive.
I love it.
Joel Embiid,
not impressive.
Not very impressive.
And Jason Tatum got no burn. Hold on, fam.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're going to do your headlines.
No,
we don't. I mean,
I'm not reporting on that.
No, I'm just saying. No, I want to get into that. I know you're doing headlines top of the hour. We always do. But can I ask you a question, bro?
Derek White was playing.
Derek White was playing. You know who else was playing? Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday hit some threes. I saw it.
Yeah, he scored 15 points. How does the guy who's the highest paid player in the league, who just won an NBA championship, not get any burn in the opening game of the Olympics?
Tell him this ain't the NBA.
Tyrese Halliburton, I can understand if he didn't play.
Yeah, he didn't play.
But Jason Tatum has been part of Team USA at least the last two teams. He was part of the he won the 2021 Olympics, which was the 2020 Olympics that was played in 21. He was there with Durant. How does he not play in this year's Olympics? Has Kevin Durant basically just take his role? And I don't think we're gonna see Jason Tatum play any significant minutes in this Olympic.
I mean, with the way Kevin Durant played in that first half, it's hard to get anybody else in besides him. I finished with 23. He had 21.
Yeah, he had 21 at the half. And he finished, but he didn't have to because then LeBron and KD took over the first half. Then LeBron just took over the third quarter, and then Devin Booker and the rest of the team just ended it. But it's just interesting to me. The highest paid player in the league is had splinters on his ass because he was right in the pine, along with Tyrese Halliburton. Derek Wright got burned. Drew Holiday played well. Like it was very interesting to see that you just signed a $14 million contract.
And then in the Olympics, you get a DNP.
And you got a DNP CD.
Steve Kerr said, look, we don't play favorites. Don't play favorites.
And you can't say nothing to him because he beat you 2 years ago in the NBA Finals as the head coach.
He looked kind of goofy in some of those lead-up games. When I say goofy, he just didn't look like he had it all together that much.
But
in some of the lead-up games.
way he was being interviewed, because I love watching a lot of these podcasts. He was on with Carmelo Anthony and Mero on 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, and the way Melo was telling him that when you go and play in the Olympics, how that gives you another edge. Like you play, if you look at all these players that when they're on the Olympic team, when they go into that NBA season, their game is taking another notch. And the fact that he just won the title and now he's playing the Olympics, now that you should be the man. The Olympics, winning a gold medal, should consummate like, yo, you're really the man, so that you go into next season with knowing that you have the target on your back, but you're ready to handle it. But right now, it's like, wait a minute. If I'm looking at Jason Tatum, my summer hasn't really been lit. Think about it. I didn't win ECF Finals MVP.
Didn't win the Finals MVP.
I didn't win Finals MVP, and now I'm getting splinters right in the pine on Team USA. It's nasty work.
Yeah, you would hope that if you're somebody like Jason Tatum, you'd come in there and it would be quote unquote like a 3-man show. LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and yourself, kind of a passing of the guard. Like, you guys can help lead this team, but you're passing the torch to me. Pardon the pun. You can't do that if you don't play.
You can't.
And your team still wins by 30.
And think about it. You're supposed to be the next one. It's supposed to you leading the charge to be the next faces of the NBA. You play for one of the most
storied
franchises. You just won the NBA championship, and it's the 40-year-old guy and the 35-year-old guy that's leading the Team USA. It's interesting. Very interesting.
We'll see what happens next game. That's Wednesday against South Sudan, who pretty tricky wicket right there. Not the easiest team to play against in this Olympics.
So if you were looking at basketball, if you had the semifinals, the Final Four, you would want U.S., Canada, France, and what would be the fourth team? Would it be Serbia? Would it be Germany?
Not South Sudan?
What if it is South Sudan?
I wouldn't mind that. That's cool. It's a good story. It's a new country.
I'm just saying because you just want to, if you want to see a competitive game and where you see some good NBA.
Australia's been good.
NBA tap. Patty Mills, bro. Patty Mills can't do nothing for the Heat, but once it's Olympic, he turns into Jordan. He turns into the Australian Jordan or Australian Iverson. But because the countries that do have NBA talent, you want to see a competitive game.
Yeah, you want to play the best of the best. That's what it's all about. So yeah, I would say Australia may be above South Sudan, but once again, we keep discounting South Sudan. They keep playing well, so we'll have to wait and see. Real quick, let's get to some of the headlines. Inter Miami got a win last night, 2-0 over Liga MX Puebla. They got more group play coming up Saturday against Tigres at 8. We're going to talk to Daniel Solana. He is our soccer expert from the Battered Herons podcast. We're going to talk to him about that game, the upcoming games, and what exactly is going on with Inter Miami without Lionel Messi. Like, they never missed a beat. Marlins, they're missing Jazz Chisholm. He is now with the New York Yankees. 3 prospects we get in return. We don't know if Jazz Chisholm's going to play tonight or not. He might get some, pinch hitting in. We don't know. Nonetheless,
I mean, if you Jazz, now you're about to enter a race. So that has got, a pennant chase. That's got to excite you. And you're playing in New York, and a guy with his personality needs to be in a big market
Sunday
like that.
Night Baseball?
I don't know. Sunday Night Baseball. That's what I'm saying. Like, if he got the news, he probably headed from Milwaukee to New York.
Immediately.
You're already on a road trip anyway, so you might as well just take the clothes that you had with you on this road trip with you.
Right.
I always want to know how that works when you get traded from one city on the road. Like, who goes to your house and gets all your stuff from Miami to bring up to New York now?
I don't know.
And where do you stay? Are you staying in a hotel? You probably staying at a hotel.
Yeah, they have hotels and stuff.
You're staying at a hotel for the next 4 months?
I don't know how that works, but yeah, you're not going to just.
How much those New York hotels cost?
Right. It's the Yankees, though, man. Or maybe they have like their own place, like some place to stay for transfers or trades and stuff like that, like an apartment.
As I'm getting older, these are the things I'm interested in now in sports. Like, when you get traded, bro, it's like you get traded on the road. Who goes back to your spot and gets to all the stuff?
Right. Conversely, you saw Randy Arozarena and his bad one. He got traded and he stuck around and watched a little bit of the Tampa Bay Rays game.
Oh, he didn't fly out to Seattle immediately?
No, he stuck around for a couple innings as a fan, like in the stands with his bad one and sitting there, watching the game, taking in the game.
That's dope. I wonder, maybe, it is Tampa, so there's probably no flight go to Seattle immediately. But that's dope, though. That's nice.
I do like that a lot. Simone Biles, she's dealing with a left leg pain, but she still tops when it comes to U.S. women's gymnastics scores in preparation for the all-around competition. Oh, U.S. women's soccer team. They're playing Germany right now.
10 minutes in.
And there's no score?
I don't know. Yeah.
That's probably a safe bet. My computer isn't updating me right now.
The reason why is we only have NBC. We don't have the rest of the Peacock channels.
All the other great channels. Oh, well, so see how the women's national team does. They did beat Zambia 3-0 the other day.
Zambia.
Got Germany going on right now. And if you're an F1 race fan, they had the Rolex Belgian Grand Prix earlier today, and Great Britain's George Russell won. So you're seeing a little more diversity at the top of the podium in F1 towards this end of the season when Max Verstappen.
Come on, man. MVS is chilling, man.
Mailing it in, baby.
I'm him. That's what he's saying. I'm taking a vacay right now.
Speaking of mailing it in, let's mail it into the day spa. Dating guru. She goes by the name of Olga. She is the CEO of the Pure app, which is a dating app. It's called Pure, P-U-R-E app.
I've had some great times at Pure nightclub in West Palm Beach.
I've never been.
It was nice.
I've only been to West Palm like 3 or 4 times.
West Palm's dope.
She says she's hooking up internationally. That's the best way to do it because every place has unique styles that make life a little more exciting.
Where is she from?
I do not see where she's from.
Because she hooking up internationally.
It's all in Europe. It's all in Europe.
So then that means she wants to come to the States.
She's European. She says every country is a little bit different.
So she needs to come to the States and see Dan Day.
No, I'm ready. Let's experiment. Pure app. Okay. She said that they said there has been a decrease in the use of dating apps lately. There's some fatigue.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't been using the apps. What are people actually doing something that they should be doing and actually going to a person and actually engaging in conversations and exchanging numbers?
The new trend is face-to-face meeting people in the old-fashioned way.
Effing gosh. Becky.
Okay, look at her butt.
People are actually talking to each other?
Well, they're diversifying and doing that more than they used to than just jumping on the phone or the app.
Oh my God. What
it's a new wave.
Brand new concept.
New wave, Vlad. It's a new world. Or maybe it's an old school world back in a new world. I don't know. I like it.
Go holler at a girl, man. I like it. Jesus.
Let's get to what I like next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM. I like. Some of the things Vlad and I liked over the past 24 or so hours here in the South Florida sports world. Got to give a big ups to our dude, Alex Dono. He was at ACC Media Days, and he was talking with Cam Ward. And Cam Ward, he did something I like. He showed some love for his offensive line.
Yeah, that O-line comes special. One thing I know about the O-line is that they're going to bring their A game each and every day for practice, for games. The things Coach Mirabal does with that group on his off time in Indy, is remarkable. I've never been a part of, an offense, coaching staff who really translates to the O-line so well, from Coach Cristobal and Mirabal. And, I'm just excited to see those guys grow. And Nez Cooper, he's one of the leaders in that standpoint. Zach Carpenter coming in, transfer, being our center. He's going to be a good standpoint for us all. Even CC, everybody know about CC and J Rib. So, I'm just excited to, be behind those guys. I know they got my back and I got theirs.
I like that right there, Vlad. He knows all their names. He's giving them shouts out. Quarterback taking care of his offensive line, doing himself some favors. And that's Mark Cristobal's baby.
Oh, the O-line. That's where he makes his bread, baby.
I like that right there. I like that a lot. We saw it firsthand the other day. Actually, we saw home run 2 of 4 in a row. Josh Bell at Lone Depot Park hit a home run when Vlad and I were there Thursday. Well, he has continued to hit home runs since then.
Double play depth up the middle. Here's a swing and a drive. Hit deep right center field. This thing is taking it towards the scoreboard, and it's way out of here. It's a 3-run bomb for Josh Bell.
4 straight games he's had a home run in. He is showing some power right around the trade deadline, Vlad. I mean, guys, who's going to be left playing for the Marlins after Tuesday?
Well, it's 2-1 right now. They're down 2-1 to the Milwaukee Brewers in the top of the third. Let's see if he's done anything.
We got there. The Marlins didn't play for about 7 or 8 innings on Thursday when we went. And then all of a sudden, when it was time to go, they tied the game. They came down from 6-1 to tie it. And lost.
They let off the game with a home run. Mr. Edwards, Xavier Edwards led off the game with a home run.
Ooh.
And then they gave up a 2-run home run in the bottom of the first.
I like how the Marlins just don't want to have a leadoff hitter. So they trade off Luis Arias, the best in the game. They trade off Jazz Chisholm, but now
Xavier Edwards.
Xavier Edwards is our guy. He's leading off games with home runs. Jeez. Trade him on Tuesday. Why not? We don't need a leadoff guy. Come on. One guy that was a stand-up guy today, Anthony Davis, Team USA, played really, really well and really, really hard. And it seems like their mentality is right, and Mr. Davis backed that up.
Oh, there we go.
Just like, preseason, and then, when that first game starts, it's time to go, and it counts for real. All the mistakes that we made have been corrected, talked about, watched well. So now we have to play almost perfect basketball, state-free basketball. We want to go better.
Do you like that, Vlad? He's taking it serious. Got to play almost perfect basketball. This is a serious game right here. We're not taking anything for granted.
The other thing I don't think these players get credit for is that, or the selection of these players is that you got really vets who know winning time. Anthony Davis has known winning time ever since he's gone to Los Angeles. He won a title in a bubble. And guess what? In a weird way, the Olympics is almost like the bubble. Because it's Team USA. You do mingle with other people, but you're really secluded to yourself.
Right. You're not living with your family. You're not going
You're not
back
living
and
with
forth.
your family. You're not living in your
traveling.
house. You're living in a village where
in a bubble.
You're in a bubble. So it's very similar. He knows LeBron, Bam, Spo, Tyronn Lue. They know that dynamic very well. So they would be able to feed off that and concentrate on the task at hand.
And I do like the fact that and they did look that they were trying to play mistake-free perfect basketball today. And
I mean, they did, even though Bron had like 6 turnovers. But if you're going to give me 21 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and you can give me 6 turnovers.
Make big shots, big times.
And then make big plays.
And if you're saying, well, they beat by 30, how did you get big shots? It's like whenever they tried to cut the lead, LeBron and KD seemed to make a shot that just kind of kept them at arm's length. That's just what I mean by big shots.
Yeah, I mean, KD went crazy in that second quarter, and then LeBron in that third, and then before you know, he was like, damn, they up by 30 already.
Time to go home.
Yeah,
get back in that bubble.
Get back.
Deshaun Watson, he's living in a bubble right now. He says now it's about playing and not worrying about the BS.
Honestly, it's really just, blocking out all the bull. Honestly, outside, it was tough coming in 2 years, different environment, different, different team, different all that. So, you come in and, your character's been, mentioned this way, and then, it kind of flip on you, and biggest thing you're trying to get people to like you or improve. But now it's like, at the end of the day, it's 2 years in, and if you don't, like me, or you have your own opinions, then forget it. It is what it is. So I think blocking out all the noise and focusing on me, and focusing on what I need to do to be the best Deshaun Watson I can be, for myself, my family, and my teammates.
Every quarterback should thank Deshaun Watson
for making them money. Deshaun Watson, I think that's the only way you can approach it right now, man. Just you got to block everything out and be the best.
All right, how long do we? I mean, it's gonna be jokes forever. But how long do we? It's like, all right, and you don't have to. You don't go to it immediately. You if you're gonna crack jokes on them, crack on something besides the
massage parlor,
the
stuff.
masseuse.
There wasn't a massage parlor.
It's not the massage parlor. It's just a non-contact. Release your Delph.
I don't know when it's ready. When it's done, it's done. Maybe if he makes a run in the playoffs this year, maybe it'll kind of go away. I don't know. It hasn't run its course yet, Vlad. It hasn't run its course yet. Now, talking about jokes, woman found out that her husband was cheating on her. Her name is Non-Aesthetic Things on X.com. She decided to get back on her cheating husband, who is also dating a married woman.
Found out my husband has been cheating on me for the last 3 months. I found her on Instagram, and she's married too. So tonight, her husband and I are going to be dining at the table right next to them. And they have no idea. Wish me luck.
Whatever's.
It's pretty slick.
It ain't pretty slick. I mean, the fact of the matter is what you just said. I mean, all right, fine. Everybody's gonna know what's going on, right? But here's the thing. The cheating couple have something going on.
The fake cheating couple don't.
The fake cheating don't. So if you guys do get together, you're only getting with each other because of the fact that you don't have us anymore. We have a link. I'm sorry, this is going to sound nasty, but we have a link. We probably wanted to get with each other, but because we're married. So if you guys want a divorce, we cool.
I think if you're the cheating couple, you should step it up a notch and say,
I'll buy you your dinner.
No. I'd step it up further than that.
Oh, foursome?
Yeah. Call their bluff.
Nah.
No.
If I'm the dude, I might try to go for the three. Husband can say, whatever. Come on, man. And here's the thing. What if she's not even attracted to her, the other dude? You know what I mean?
It's one of those things, yeah.
Like, it's cool. It sounds good.
I like that they put it out there on social media for the whole world to see.
Right. It sounds good, but then guess what? Put it this way. The cheating couple is going to be more happy and relieved that they don't got to cheat anymore.
They're off the hook.
They don't got to sneak anymore.
They're off the hook.
Like, all right, cool. You want a divorce? Fine. Whatever. Bong, bong.
Wiling out. Inter Miami's been wiling out. They got another big win last night. We're going to wile out with our soccer guru from the Battered Herons podcast, Daniel Solana, next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Text WQAM on the Kendall.